What's up, everybody? This is the poker coaching study session. Today, we're going to be looking at
Some all hands face up hands from ignition. All right, Bub, you got ace three suited in the big blind, and the action to you is been raised. And then what would you like to do?
Mm, we can three bet or we can just call.
Mhm. And in your new three bet strategy, this would be a three bet all the time, right?
Yes.
Okay. I expect that I just called it. Let's see which we did. Yep, we did a just call on this with ace five being an always three bet there.
Hmm.
And maybe ace five, ace four would be enough down there. All right. So you flop pretty good. What would you like to do?
I'm not donking, so I would always check.
All right, we check. He bets
And
standard small. He hit a button that says 1/3 for that size.
mhm. So here we can do several things. I mean, we can raise if we want. We can also just call. We are not folding. I don't mind raising or calling. I think I personally would call this hand more than I would raise.
Mhm. Okay. And then raise with when you have a queen, raise
Yeah, some other hands like Jack 10,
right.
a combo draw, something like this, King 10,
Mhm.
diamonds. I feel
Yep.
like these are better to raise than an ace
Right.
high flush draw.
Mhm. And then maybe a hand, and then for low equity draws, maybe a hand like eight jack or 8-10 that you don't mind throwing away if you get three bet. Because this would be nasty if you get three bet this
Yes.
particular. Whereas the king 10 of diamonds, who cares? If you get three bet, you don't care because you're not folding. So we go for the
Yep.
raise. Oh, what size would you like to raise when you raise?
Mm, since it's a paired board and we don't really know, he could still have just a full house. I mean, it's unlikely he can have
Mhm.
queen X. Yeah, would I go big? No. I would go like six big blinds if I raise
Okay.
here.
All right. I went a little chunkier than that. And he calls.
All right. Yeah, so I believe we don't have showdown value anymore. We still be draws he can have,
Mhm.
but if he has something like Jack 10, the straight completed.
Yep.
Um, so on a card like this, I wouldn't go big. If I keep betting, I would bet like 1/3 here.
Okay. That's about what I do. I bet a little bit bigger than a third. A third would be 7.5. I go 9. He calls. What do we think his range is at this point?
Since he didn't raise here, it's probably a draw as well, or some pocket tens, pocket jacks, maybe.
9x.
9x could be, yeah.
And then he can also have the absolute top of range that doesn't need to raise, like
Mm,
queen 9-9 and queen 9. None of those need
yes,
to range. None of those need to raise.
yeah,
So, so if we're going to bluff the river, we should keep in mind that he has some super nuts.
yes.
And so 2x pot, not a good idea. Not what I want to do. All right. We don't get there.
All right. So we are still ahead of draws, but we cannot check here because he will just bet his draws and then we have to check fold.
Mhm.
So I would go for sizing that targets at least 9x, 8x. And I think around pot size sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah. Even a little less. We'd probably get away with 30 here for that. Maybe not. 35. All right. And I just give up. I decide at this when he calls that bet that he is not folding. That's my decision. Let's see how bad that decision is. Check,
Well,
check.
yeah, I think we will just lose against some. Yeah, he had also a draw, and he hit a 8x
And he
on
didn't, yeah,
turn.
and he hit his 8, and we didn't bluff him off it. Uh, I hate poker. I hate life. I hate my mistakes. All right, there we go. All right. Coach Adam, I know you're in a restaurant, so you can either type answers, or if you want, we don't mind. You can just turn on your mic for this part and just tell us how you would play this hand that's coming up, which is you have King Deuce in the big blind, and it is raised to you by the button. I mean, by the small blind. Do you want to defend king deuce? And let me open up the chat window so I can read it in case that's what you're doing.
Yeah, king deuce on from a button open. King deuce offsuit. I won't defend. You know, something that splits, right?
I think this is a good. I think this is a good fold. I don't-
But it's a small blind open, not button open.
yeah, I think even if it's
Oh,
open, I think this is a
oh, I
good
thought you
fold.
said button open. Yeah,
No, I sorry.
small blind open.
I said, yeah.
Yeah, you said button open. That's okay.
yeah.
Small blind open. I'll defend, of course, a little bit more, but I think it splits. I would probably fold unless it depends on the player. If he's stealing all my big blinds all day, like all night, and he keeps trying to steal my blinds, then I'm not gonna. It's not a hand I really want to play that much post flop, so I might just 3-bet fold. So if you know,
Yeah.
that's probably going to be my action more than just straight calling. I would 3-bet or fold. You know.
I agree. And you 3-bet it just because it has blocker properties. I think that this is a best fold. And if the guy's been doing it every time and you decide to take a stand with this hand, and I don't think you need to, I think that you're going to get one of these hands to take a stand with later, you know, queen eight, king eight, king five. But if you do, for the same reason king five doesn't call, I think king two shouldn't. And I have no idea why I did. I don't know where this comes from.
Well, I
mean-
think because of his sizing, right? It's only
Oh,
2.5.
At 0.5, that's true. Yeah, yeah, I still think it's a better fold. But we do it. And we flop bottom pair, which is what you expect to do when this happens. And
Yeah.
he bets third pot. What would you like to do?
On a third pot, I'll continue from a small blind open. I mean, he could be betting with a 4. He could be betting with he could be betting with an ace as well. I'm defending a lot of aces, like a lot of ace X's. So we could I'll defend here and then see what he does on the turn. Maybe he's got like a pocket fives, pocket sixes, which will check on the turn. Give me some info on the turn, but I'm definitely calling at least one pair here with.
And if he's determined to win this hand, he's going to. Yeah, exactly. All right, here we go. We call one. Maybe not now. And he bets small.
I'm feeling a little better now about my deuce, that's for sure. But this is a hand with I have ace deuce king, you know. So you know, really what am I worried about here is a 3 in a pocket pair. I'm not worried as much about aces. I'm the one that has I think at this point I have more aces than he does. And then but my hand also needs protection. You know, he bets small, which could be an enticing bet, but also not that it's just an enticing bet. It could be a like a blocker bet, not trying to get raised too. So I do think my hand needs a little protection. There's really no river I'm going to be comfortable with besides a king, and even that might not be good, you know, because the deuce isn't going to play anymore. So I would actually raise like 2.5 on this deuce, see where I'm at, and then if he raises fold, and if he calls, hopefully that raise will earn me a check on the river as well, so I can just show down if needed.
Okay, so that's one way to do it. So when you say 2.5, meaning 2.5 his size, so right about 7, something like that.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. There's that. There's also call and raise river as a bluff based on his size. If you decide that because this size does not feel like an ace, and if his river size doesn't feel like an ace, you could do it that way. You could also raise now and continue the bluff and get those pocket pairs to fold. So all those are options. Let's see which one I choose to do this time. This time I do this call, and if the river is checked, I'm going to bet. I'm not going to trust that my deuce is enough. I'm going to try to get pocket fives to fold.
That makes sense, yeah.
Yeah, and if his river bet is big enough, I'm going to fold. All right, so we call. He gets the 7, and his size is that doesn't scream of not an ace to me.
Yeah, so it's either yeah, that's an interesting bet sizing, right? It looks like a value bet. Yeah, like this looks like I mean, pocket sevens are definitely there, pocket threes are definitely there, weak ace is there. I mean, any ace is there, really.
Yeah.
You know, it would come down to frequency. I think I split here between calls and folds, but I'm mostly folding. I'm by like 70% folding. Yeah.
I agree. I was raising less than half pot bets. That was where my raise line was, right around 5 big blinds. I was going to raise him, and I call. I don't love this. I love that.
Oh, good call. Yeah, tough call.
I love the result. I love the result. I'm not sure that I love the thought process behind it. Although I do like the read into this 2.6 is not that strong. Had
Yeah.
you done your line and raised against this particular guy, you just get the fold and you feel great. You know, and it's nice and safe and you protect yourself from a queen and an eight, so that's great. And when you take this line, you make the most money in this
Yeah.
particular case, or lose the most. All right. And then you said you have a live hand. Do you have a replayer you want to do it on, or do you want to state it out and I'll put it up?
Yeah, I can state it out because this is a crazy hand and I don't even know what
Okay.
I now know I played it wrong, but
Okay. Let me
but it was
let me build it out
yeah,
so we can see it. Okay, we'll do it on
yeah.
mypokercoaching.com.
So I live in Las Vegas and
Oh,
yeah. So I play like Monday through Thursday on coin poker and then on the weekends I'll play in Vegas and on the
where's
you
hand?
want to yeah, you want to play in Vegas on like a Wednesday afternoon. So
That's not mypokercoaching.com. Hand replayer.
yeah, I'm really curious to see what you guys would say on this one because it's like I even played all the scenarios out in the game in my head and I was like I think I know I'm supposed to call here actually.
All right.
But
Here we go.
I,
Poker start player. Come on, baby. Why am I not getting mypokercoaching.com hand replayer? Where's the hand replayer? Find replay. Hand replayer. Thank you. There we go. All right. The size of the game is
so it's the 1-3 MGM, but it really plays like that was the biggest game. So it was actually playing like a 2-5, like you buy in for 1,500 or 1,000 cap, but the opens are like 15 to 20 on an open.
Gotcha.
So
All right. So we'll give them. We'll say the starting stacks are 1,500. All right. No straddle this hand.
no,
Okay. All right. So give me the action.
Wouldn't you change it to 5?
No,
it does play like
it plays like a
yeah.
1-2-5, but we're going to use the sizes. We're going to still use these are the blinds.
Okay. So
Okay.
yeah, no straddle. I am UTG 1
Okay.
and I have pocket nines. I have two black nines.
All right. 9-9. Got it.
The guy to my left he's super passive. I know he has Queen Jack now.
Right. Let's leave it out for now.
Yeah. He's super passive. He calls so I open I guess you'd call it 5x sizing because it's 15. I open 15, UTG
Right.
1.
Gotcha. So you opened 15, which is pretty standard for the game.
The guy to my that was super passive. He calls.
Okay.
And then the big blind, who I've been battling with all day, and his opens are like crazy. He's been opening like 25, 30. It was
Right.
just like, he's been a pretty wild guy. And he's been like so pissed because I keep getting him. So I've
Right.
already made the adjustment on this guy with playing a little bit tighter, but calling a little bit wider.
Mhm.
And, and it's been working. It's been really pissing him off, And all right, so big blind defends. He's the big blind. He defends.
And he just calls. All right.
Uh-huh.
That's his. All right. Flop is.
The flop is Jack 8, Jack 8-5 with a Jack of clubs and 8 of clubs.
Jack of clubs, 8 of clubs, 5 of
Yeah.
X.
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
So big blind checks. I bet 1/3.
All right.
Oh no, I'm sorry. It was a flush board. I bet 60%. I bet 60 on this one. It was a flush board.
Okay. Gotcha. All right. So you bet 60. I would, since I'll be the one playing the hand, I would check this.
Okay.
While it definitely gives all the overcards a free card, your hand is clearly marginally made. You're up against 2 players. So you win the hand less often and you lose less money playing it this way, and sometimes they bluff you.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
I would also
do
check.
this check, and I would do every pack. I would do my best jacks, ace jack, king jack. I would be betting for value, maybe queen jack. Starting at jack 10, I would be checking the jacks. Same with 9-9, 10-10, and 8x. And I would be checking with the intent of calling. All right, but you bet, and you bet chunky. So when you bet chunky like this, so you're going to go about 30. Was that your bet size?
60% off.
Percent pot. Okay, so 225. There we go. So you bet 25. Passive called. What does he do?
So yeah, this is where it gets weird. So the passive player folded. When he folded on accident face up, like his cards hit, I don't know, his cards hit the felt and they folded face up Queen Jack.
I like
And I was
that.
like,
Kim.
yeah. So I'm like, wow, he folded a Queen Jack here with like a small
Right.
bet. That's kind of crazy,
Yeah.
right? But he
Mhm.
was playing so tight the whole night. Like I was
Yeah.
raising, and then he called me down once with Ace King, and I was like it was like a button raise, and he was big blind, and he called with Ace King. I didn't three bet me or anything.
Yeah.
It was so weird, and he had a king on the flop, and he just called me all the way down, and I was like,
Yep.
I had King Jack. I thought I was ahead the
Great.
whole time. Yeah.
Yeah.
So anyway, so he's super net, and he folds Queen Jack face up.
Right.
Do the suits matter of the queen or the hand?
Red Queen Jack.
Yeah. Wow. All right. So he folds, which we believe is a bad fold there.
Yeah, and then
his-
big blind.
Right. If we want to look,
I
think he's thinking just for 1 second before we go to the big blind. If we're looking into his thought process, he might be thinking, you bet into you opened, you bet into 2 players. My 1 pair is not going to be good by the river. I fold now. That might be the way he's thinking. And if he had Queen Jack in the big blind and you bet and the under the gun 2 called, I wouldn't hate a fold of Queen Jack there at all. With 2 players interested in the hand. Your Jack probably won't be the best hand by the river. But this is way, way, way too tight from him.
Yeah.
And I think he did. All right. So now he folds and the big blind.
The big blind, he check raises 2.5 on my bet, about 2 point, maybe it was 3. No, it was 3x.
Goes about 75. All right. So he raises.
And so
go on.
okay, sorry, was it I'm thinking, well, I'm thinking the same thing he's thinking, I think. Well, this guy's one of the jacks is gone. I got a 9 of clubs. I also blocked the 9-10 the 9-10 flush draw, so that opens up more jacks, right? So I call for 1 street. So I call.
Right.
The
Right. And if you had to decide, if you were going to say, I'm not calling 9s all the time here, your decision point is really easy. Without the 9 of clubs, fold. With the 9 of clubs, fold and call. But without the 9 of clubs, just fold this is a nice way to break those up. So you call with the 9 of clubs. Don't love it, don't hate it. Meaning I don't love your decision, meaning I don't love the situation. But there we go.
And the jack is still playing in my head, which I think is playing in his head. And this is the guy I've been battling all day. So I'm like, what the hell do I do here? And then the turn is a 7 of spades.
7 of spades. Fine, not an overcard. And we now have a gut shot. That's nice.
Yeah.
Gut shot's nice. We have a double
Actually, we have double
Double
gutter, yeah.
gutter. A double gutter. Yay. All right, that makes life easier. And he
overbets about 125% of pot.
okay. So he comes in here with like 250.
Yeah.
All right.
So I'm sitting there miserable.
We're miserable.
Yeah.
And
Yeah. I'm battling with this guy. 1 jack's been exposed. I blocked the 9-10. I've reduced the flush draw opportunities.
Mhm.
He does have jack 8s. He does have jack 7s. Yeah.
You are not getting the odds to call against his value. And I would almost go so far as to say, even with your implied odds, because remember, when you hit your straight, it's pretty obvious. It's a 4-liner, both of them. When you hit your straight, it's going to be hard to get a lot more money. When you hit your 9, there's a 4-liner that makes it harder to get more money. And sometimes when you hit your 9, you're beat. When he has a 10, right?
Yeah, and sometimes it's going to be a 10 of clubs, and I'm screwed.
Straight outs might not be clean. And the straight outs might not be clean. They probably are.
Yeah.
So at this point, if you're calling here, you have to think that he has a lot of draws and bluffs in his range still. He's got to have a lot of them. Because you are in really bad shape against any jack. And you are in, you're against anything that is value. You are in really bad shape.
Yeah, so I was thinking, and I still had a lot behind. I was doing pretty good for the night. I think I had about 2,500 in my stack, and I already know this guy is going to jam. Like, he's not giving up. This guy doesn't give up, and I just don't have strong value. And I could see him. he could bet, this guy will bet king jack like that. Like and he'll still, you know.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, so I give up, but then I just didn't know. Yeah, I didn't know what to do. And I'm like, what do I do here? You know, so it was a weird dynamic.
I like your give up. And the only reason not to give up is specifically because who he is. Against any other player who takes this line, check raises the flop, bets big on the turn. You pick up a double gutter, which is great. So you now have 8 outs, not all clean, plus 2 outs, not clean, and very little implied odds. You're not getting what you need against an overbet.
Yeah, and we ended up becoming like friends. Like after that hand, I'm like, dude, what do you have? Like we started talking, and then after the hand was over, about an hour later, when I got up, he's like, I had a queen nine with the queen of clubs, and I was like, you bastard. So
Yeah, that's great. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, right. Which, by the way, queen nine with a queen of clubs, your 10 is not good. And all the rivers that don't improve your hand, he's going to be able to bluff you off on the river.
Yeah,
You know,
the
so
sixes are split.
yeah,
I mean,
it's you're ahead, but it's going to be really hard to win this hand unless you've decided that he's so crazy that you're going to grit your teeth against every club river, which can come and scare you, against every overcard, one of which beats you, you know, against the 8 pairing, which, you know, if you say, oh, that, you know, that was his weak value that he decided to overplay. So it's a rough spot.
yeah,
The only thing that I would have done differently on this as played is I would have checked the
check
turn.
flop.
I would have checked the flop. In which case, if this guy bets his his jack, and this guy calls or raises, we just fold the nines. We just get out of there with the not best hand. If it goes check, check, is he gonna bluff? Is he gonna bluff into 2 players? I mean, if it goes check bet there, yeah. So yeah, even though you have the best hand after this guy folds, I like the check better. Plus, in the wild, you cannot count on this jack folding.
Yeah, I think if I check, that guy's gonna bet probably like half pot or something, and then it's gonna be easy to fold against that guy. I just fold on the flop, but when we talk about this hand, that's
Yeah,
probably what
yeah.
happens.
Exactly. Right. And if you're in the, you know, against anyone who wouldn't fold this jack, the bet is ill-advised. So there you go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't hate your fold on the turn at all. Not at all. All right. Let's see. Next hand that was me. So next hand is Bub. All right. Here we go, Bub. Let us not see people's hands. Okay. Here we go. We just did that one. All right. Ace queen suited, Bub, in the small
good
blind.
end.
Yeah.
Let's raise it up. 3.5. Yeah, I wouldn't go bigger because our opponent is really small stacked. I wouldn't mind. I would still go 3.5. I feel like that's good sizing.
Okay. Right. I'll probably go 3, but 3.5 is fine. So we go 3. We get called.
Okay, out of position.
Mhm.
The board is pretty good for us. We can. So I personally just trying also check range strategy. So I would also just check here.
Okay.
With a plan of, depending on the sizing, maybe check raise or check call.
Yeah.
But betting here is never a mistake, right? So we can just bet out like
bet.
2 big blinds, 3 big blinds.
And against his stack, when we check raise, we've got to figure that he's going to go with anything he has. He's not gonna make a tight fold with only 26 left. Right.
Might
So
be, yeah.
I bet 2, and we are hoping to just pick it up. He calls. And what do we think of his range is now on that call?
It can be actually anything. It could be 2 pair. He don't have to raise it. It could be just any pair. It could also be ace high, so we might be ahead. it's pretty hard to tell because it's a dry board. It's not that wet, right? Or dynamic.
Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna. Well, it's wet in that that straights can come in.
Hmm.
Dynamic in that a jack is a jack that's the best hand now might not be the best hand by the river, but it's not super dynamic. All right. We bet he calls. So we give him lots of 10x, lots of jack X, some straight draws like king, queen, queen nine, queen eight, right? All those are in there. Some pocket
I
pairs
would
there.
say that obviously it's more likely that he would raise a really strong hand like Jack
Yeah.
10, but I think this board is not. It's not completely impossible that he would trap on this board. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. But on a blank turn, it's going. We have lost a lot of flexibility with him having 24 left.
Yes.
Yeah. Yep. All right. Well, that's not a blank turn.
Okay. We pick up equity.
Okay.
Hmm. I'm thinking about the sizing, and I feel like whatever I want to do, I just commit myself. So I would bet like 8 big blinds and just call if he jams. Doesn't feel good, but
So if that's your strategy
might be
to
better to check raise.
call a jam, what do you think about jamming? If you're gonna call
Um,
a jam, what do you think about? Because when you bet the 8, you're trying for fold equity, right? What do you think about maximizing your fold equity?
um, yeah, I think it's better to check here. Then I would check raise. I feel like check raising would benefit more than just open jamming because then he has zero chance to bluff, right? He's just folding
Okay.
and only calls us when he has a better hand.
Okay.
But if we check and he bets and we check jam, he might fold some hands. Actually, I'm not sure if he would fold a
I don't
9,
know. When he's putting,
but
so let's
but
say
he
he
could
bets
have a
13.
bluff like he could have a queen that he bets, um
Okay. So
maybe an 8.
so
Yeah,
I went with the line that you discussed before with the line of 7, 8 big blinds.
mhm.
But when I look at it now, if we're going to call the jam, and it's only if we've already decided we are, jamming ourselves is not a bad idea. And then if you want to do any of the sort of live poker thing where when you jam, they think it's weaker, they think you're trying to push them off, then you could adjust your jam and make it 20 big blinds that looks, that doesn't look like you're trying to push them off. But that's a level of metagame I don't think that I'm concentrating on. But it's
Yeah,
worth mentioning. So I go
the,
7,
the more the
you
more I
call.
think about it, I prefer more the check, and I like your all in more than the 7 big blinds.
Right. Yep. Those are all things. And then the last thing about this is I don't think I want to bluff river.
No,
I
not in
don't
this line.
not work. Not with the size that I've built the pot to. I have eliminated my river bet here.
Yeah, the problem is if he calls with any draw, I mean, we still have the problem that I don't know if that's a problem, but we could still check call river.
We
But
beat
yeah,
every quote draw other than ace king if it's really
yes.
just a draw. All right. But yeah, I think that we have exhausted our fold equity. And I just give up, straight give up. He jams.
Yeah. And I wonder if a check raise line would have made
We'll
also.
find out when we see his actual hand. But at this point, are you folding?
Well, I guess so. I
I
don't
am.
like it.
I don't like it, but I am. All right, let's see what it was.
And it's a draw.
And it's a crazy
Damn,
draw.
right?
It is a crazy draw. This is a hand I never expected to see.
Would like a small bet river be an option there, or is it pot too big, do you think?
I think the only bet size is all in. That makes sense, but let me look at it closer.
Feel like a block bet river,
Let's take,
just to target all the target all the
let's take a
misdraws,
look.
because there's so many misdraws there. I just
The
feel
thing
like
is, we beat all the misdraws.
Yeah.
So we don't really want them to fold. Actually, he did what that's why
I,
what I
um,
meant we can check call river, but I personally wouldn't do it in game.
yeah,
But now
I
it's
think,
his hand, and I feel like, yeah, I should have done it.
yeah, I think that that we really only have one size here, which is check and all in. I think that's the only sizes that make sense.
But
Um,
I think turn is more important for this hand than
yeah. I'm very surprised to see how he played this.
I mean 8-5 on the flop. Come on, what's this guy
yeah, that's
doing?
crazy.
Yeah,
Is that wasn't small blind, big blind either, no?
it was small blind, big
No.
blind.
Oh, well,
And,
okay.
and it was a guy who has a VPIP of 8.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm never calling. Never
Yeah,
calling.
granted, it's only 14 hands, but it's like you played, you've played one out of two, you played 1 out of 12 hands here that you had an opportunity to make the choice on, and then you decide to do this. That's surprising. Seems out of character. All right. Next hand is Coach Adam. All right. Okay, we're going this direction. Jack 7 suited.
And I am under the gun, yeah? Yeah.
Yep. In the big blind. You're gonna defend?
Oh, I'm in the big blind. Okay,
Yep.
sorry. I saw the feet on the left. Yeah, Jack 7 suited all the time.
Gotcha. And defend by calling or by raising?
Calling.
I agree. There we go. We flop nothing. And
Check.
we check. He checks behind. Okay. We turn nothing.
Check again.
We check again. He checks behind. So at this point, what do we think about his range?
I'm thinking that his range doesn't contain a heart, or he's already nutted and has like ace king trying to get me to catch up, you know?
Yep.
That's probably or he could just be sitting on something like 6-7 suited, you know, something like that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. If he's playing reasonably, he should have a lot of showdown value here because the hands that have no showdown value, he probably would have bluffed once. So he's got a hand like a king, maybe at the top of it, pocket fives kinds of hands, but not top of range and probably not air. So if this goes check, check on the river, we are probably not winning jack high. Right? The river is a 3. With that in mind, what would you like to do?
I think just given the line that's played and the pot size, this is just a check. I mean, I think even with the way the line is played, like the queen jack can call me here. You know, any pocket pair. But even if I'm him and I don't think that the amount I'd have to bet to get him to fold is, you know, it's going to be like, let's say 1.25 pot maybe is probably going to be the line I'd have to take. And I just don't think it's worth it. Just defend and give up.
Right. Now, there's one other thing about that. So based on the logic of the pot, I agree. We're betting, if we want to turn this into a bluff, we're betting 9 or 10. Okay. And
Okay.
the problem is, it's not just that that's 2x pot and therefore we're spending a lot to get this 5 big blinds out there. It isn't a large number for the game because the pot has never been bet. So even though it's 2x pot, people might still call with a 3 because they just go, it's $10, not it's 2x
Yeah.
pot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's good.
Right. But there's one other thought here though. Our hand being jack high benefits a lot from just getting a queen to fold. And if all he has is a queen, we might get a fold for like 2 or 3 big blinds.
Yeah.
And that might sometimes scoop up a 3 or a 4. They might fold too. So that's a consideration before we give up. So with that,
Yeah,
in-
I think if I had something like 5, 6, 6, 7, I think that I would be more inclined to bet, but
okay,
I'm probably ahead with my jack some of the time, some of the
Right.
time. So not all like often, but on this
Mhm.
line, I'm really just
Okay.
worried about Queen X. How many? What does he have here? Queen Jacks. Queen
enough.
Jacks, Queen. That type of thing. And then if he has a jack, of course his job is better. But I'm targeting like 9, 10s, 8, 9s, 6, 7s.
Yeah. Right.
So
So with 5, 6, so with a 5, 6 here, when we have 6 high, we bet it. When we have jack high, we check and hope. Okay.
yeah, I think that's the line I would
Queen
take.
high. And by the way, I'm putting my line closer, more bigger than the 7, bigger than 5, 6 and 6, 7. I'm thinking about doing it with a jack, but I wouldn't do it with a queen. So same thought process. It's just where we're calibrating.
Yeah,
And
one pip lower. Yeah,
and
one
I
pip lower.
decide, and I decide that I want to get a 3 and a 4 to fold, not just a queen. I go for that and decide it's worth it. We get the fold, and this is what folded. This is the showdown value that folded.
Ooh, wow. Really? Wow.
King.
Crazy.
Yeah. So just put that in your calibration. I don't think a king folds here very often. Live, I don't think a king folds here for this size, but he did. So there's a data point.
It's interesting.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yep. Yay.
He's seen enough overbets to know it's always value.
It's always valid.
Yeah.
Bub. Oh, we did the ace queen. Bub.
Once again. Oh,
Pocket kings.
takes it too.
Yep. Let's go. go
Let's race. Okay.
Call, and you'd go more like 3.5 here, right?
Yes.
Fine. 3.5, 4. And by the
Actually, I
way,
go four. Actually, in game, I go 4 big blinds because I don't have a button for 3.5, and then it's just
Okay.
one click.
4 is fine. And by the way, even 5 is not a mistake. I don't do it, but you're not way off of GTO land to have your small blind raise be to 5. Not at all. And certainly not in live poker. All right, so here we go. We go to 3, which I think is a great size. Live, I go 4. And in game, in online, I go 3 and 3.5, depending on my mood.
Yeah, I mean, if people fold enough against a 3 big blind raise, it doesn't really matter, right? Actually, it's cheaper to steal that way.
Yeah, exactly. All right.
Yeah, it's a static board, not a lot of draws. I mean, some 5x have a draw, but 2x draws are just gut shots.
And a lot of
And
2x.
there's an
A lot of 2x folded already.
yes, and well, it's an ace high board. The first hand I want to check here is actually pocket kings.
Yep.
So I would prefer to bet like pocket 5s, pocket 6s, pocket 7s, and then
Yep.
kings would be most likely a check.
I agree.
And yeah, as I mentioned, I'm just checking range anyway, so I'm just checking
Check
here.
range. That's small.
And against the sizing, we are obviously not folding. We have sin value, maybe even sick value. I don't know. This doesn't have
We
to
don't
be
have
an
to- yeah, we
ace.
don't have to value, but we're ahead of all of his stabs, and we're ahead of all of his marginal pocket, all of his pocket parry kinds of hands. So here we go. We call.
No draw got there. I would just check.
We check. He checks back. We love that.
And now I personally would put him on a hand like pocket 5s, 6s, 7s, and weaker, obviously.
Yep.
I think that makes the most sense in this line.
Yep.
For
And
him.
also, let's also put him on the Jack 10 of hearts, meaning meaningless cards that don't relate to the board at all, that he takes one stat swing with. He's got some of that.
Mhm.
Right?
Yep.
And I think that ace 5 and ace 6 and ace 7 are still well in range for him. I don't know that we're always ahead here.
Yeah,
That's line.
but I think they will bet quite a bit here. I'm not saying every time, but yeah,
Sure.
often enough.
Right. And then the 8 pairs.
All right. I'm just checking, and
I like the check there.
because as you mentioned, he will have a lot of bluffs in his range. It could be, which would really suck, that he has 8x here, which he decided not to check back because he has showdown, and now on the river suddenly he has trips.
Yep. We're gonna get raised. We're gonna find that out though. He's gonna raise us.
Yes, but yeah, I would check call probably and feel better with that line. Okay,
That
but
makes-
we bet, and let's see what he does.
Check call makes lots of sense. And the one nice thing about the 3 is when we are beat by an ace, we probably just bet a little less than he was gonna bet, and we were gonna call. So that's kind of nice. If we check and he has an ace here after the 8 calls and we never have bet out, he's probably gonna bet his ace for value on the river, aiming at a hand like ours. He's probably gonna bet 6, and we bet 3. So that's nice. 3,
Mhm.
and he just folds. And he folds a hand of nothing, just absolute air. Sometimes so there's sometimes that our check just gets this. Had we bet the flop, he folds. So we got 2 big blinds here that we wouldn't have gotten otherwise. And if we had checked the river, we give him a chance to bluff here, and I didn't. So my block bet did exactly what I didn't want it to do. All right, there we go. All right, Adam, you've got ace 6 suited. A lot of small blinds here today.
A6 suited, I'm gonna raise 3.5.
All right, good. I went to 3.6. I hope you don't mind. He calls.
9, 10, 10 board. Small blind, big blind. On this one, I would B25, just with the
Okay.
ace high. I'm not
So
sure about that though, if I'm supposed to check range there or versus,
take a look.
versus, yeah.
Let's take a look. We'll take a look at those. We'll take a look at both those little board. We'll take a look at both these small blind versus big blind things. And after you finish this hand, we'll go back and review some of them in solver. So we bet small, hoping for a fold. We do not get what we hope for. And we get this.
Huh. I'm worried about more of a 9 here. I mean, there's going to be obviously very few tens. He's defending everything suited, so, but not. I don't think I guess he could continue with like a green, you know, 6, 7 or something like that. You know, it's low, I guess. So I'll check here.
Yep. And we're checking with the intent of just giving up, I assume.
Yeah, there's not much there for me.
So I decided I wanted to win the hand. And that I would see what he did to this and then go big on the river. Don't know that I like it at all. He's deep enough to make it happen. So I could continue and see what he does. He raises
Fold.
and we
I
fold.
mean, you have ace high versus big blind, but that's still, I think it's a fold. I mean,
Yep. Oh, we're definitely folding.
Yeah.
But one thing is, if I was going to bluff the river, he just saved me money, and I can be happy about this. And let's see what we ran into. That's surprising.
yeah.
All right. What do we think is going on in his head?
The only thing I can think of is it's a paired board. I have ace high, this guy's been active. I don't know how active you've been on that against him. He also has an 8, so he's blocking the draws and can get you to fold maybe. But you're blocking 7, 8s and jack 8s, you know. But I mean,
The
he's
second
probably
thing
also,
is your sizing on the turn. I
Right.
think that is a guess from him. He's saying, well, if this guy had really the 9, no, the 10, he would bet bigger on the turn.
Right. So I bet small. He calls me with the 8, you know, to see what kind of mischief he can do on the turn. And also sometimes he picks up a 7. He does have that. It does happen. Calls, he picks up nothing, and he looks at that size and says, that is never a 10 trying to build the pot. This is always weak. A 9. It's always a 9 at top. A pocket pair. It's never a 10. And if it's never a 10, I can win. maybe that's his thought, and he's right.
Yeah, and I'm also thinking that he's also thinking a 10 never bets the flop, you know. Yeah, a 10's always going to check raise the flop or just check call the flop too, which it's not true, but a lot of
Not
guys
true.
think that.
Nope. All right. Good for him. We're getting beaten by a lot of people. We're getting outplayed. All right, let's take a look now. Let's look at some GTO solutions for this stuff. All right. So going back up to our small blinds. So we're just gonna look small blind, big blind. So our ace queen suited. Here we go. And the flop was, here we go. Jack 10-3. All right. So now we don't need you anymore. Okay. So we are in ace. We raise our small blind.
One question here. Are you
Yes.
even able to reduce the chips? Because it's
No.
obviously against a small stack.
No, I can't do the small stack guy. Wait, so this guy, yeah, so this one's a waste. Because we were really thinking about what to do against the small stack. So this one, we're not gonna get it with this solver. Let's burn a wizard. The wizard I can. Change. His stack size is, he starts with 30 big blinds. All right. 30 big blinds. Small blind. We open. He calls. And we set the board to Jack of diamonds, 10 of clubs, 3 of spades.
Wow, 8-5 offsuit is so far away from what he should play here.
Right.
That is
Right. And so the two things about this are, against this player, the strategy that we come up with is not the right strategy because it makes assumptions about his hand that are not true. However, knowing a GTO strategy is always good.
yeah. Also, we can give him, let's say, 8-5 suited, right?
Yeah.
Because that will be in range. Is it?
Right.
I don't even know if
is.
A5 on a 3.5x, is it on a 3.5x raise? Is it still? Okay.
8-5 suited. Nope. He doesn't have 8-5 suited.
Yeah, on a
Well, he
3.5.
has
on-
it.
He
He
raised
has
it,
it.
he raised it away a
Oh,
lot.
wow, he does have it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh, he's gonna raise on this board, which is funny. But anyway, so for us, we bet our ace queen a lot. We bet a lot of our hands a lot. And the only hands we don't bet are in this range here, or this area right there.
Yeah, so we do down those versus
bet.
blue bone.
We
Okay.
bet a ton on this and we bet small, 1.2. We bet in game, we bet a little bigger than that. We bet 1.9. We bet,
An 8-5 must be a fold.
and
But
his
he
8-5
continues.
8-5
100% fold.
is a super
100%
fold.
fold.
Right, but we don't care about that. We only care about us. So when getting the call here, we then get the 9 of clubs. And now our ranges run much closer together. So on the flop, we have a tremendous range advantage. So we can bet a lot. But once he's been filtered to the hands he calls, our range advantage goes way down, which should make sense. Take a look range-wise. This is us in the blue. We're doing great. Then he calls. And it says on his call, we're doing even better. I don't believe that. The turn comes the 9. It's back on us. And now, we are not that much the same. I was wrong. I was just wrong. We still hold a strong range advantage, which means we're going to be able to bet this card with this. All right. So there's us. Let's look at strategy with ace queen. We can absolutely continue. We have ace queen suited, and ace queen suited, it chooses not to do any of the continues. We have the one that likes to, the hearts. It's the only one that likes to do it, but it doesn't do it very often. And when it does it, the size is
7 bigs, 83%.
Thank you. There we go. 83%, 7. And we went 7. So
Yeah, good job.
I like that. So in this sizing, not terrible. When he calls, which he never does. And then on the river of the 6 of diamonds, do we give up or do we check call ace high? This is where the difference is going to come. We bet 7 and his 8-5 offsuit, never mind.
I mean, he has 8-5 suited still in this line, even it's only like 0.1 combinations because he folded all everything else.
6 diamonds.
Yeah, suited ones, the
Yeah.
hearts can just
We
jam. The
jam.
other two want to do something different.
Yeah. When we get here this way, we just jam.
Can
There's
you
no
look
small.
just to see after
so-
check, are we
no-
calling ace queen of spades?
I'll show you, but let me just click this one button. We never get here on this line. That's the important. Okay,
Yeah.
so you wanted to know, what did you want to know?
There's any small bets ever. Oh, sorry. You go ahead. I said. I think we
So
talked
we
this
are on
time.
the river in the
Yeah.
original night. So after we check and he jams, what are we supposed to call?
Let's see
Is
what he
there
does.
some ace queen offsuit that we call?
Okay, let's find out.
Something.
Check. He jams. And what does an ace queen do? Big blind. Oh, wait, sorry. He jams, and here we are. And the ace queen, we fold. We
It's
give up.
pure fold, yeah.
We give up. We give up all our ace highs. Our minimum, no, our worst jacks do some folding. All our jacks call. I don't think we get here with a 10. Yep, we don't get here with a 10.
Okay.
Basically,
My last question would be just turn. If we check, would
we
we
check-
check jam?
check.
Would
the
we do
turn,
that?
And
He bets.
size. His only, okay, so here we go. He calls, we check, we're on this node, his bet of 7. So if he bets 7, we come back along ace queen, we don't
Ace
fold.
queen is just pure calling, not
Call.
jamming. Okay.
And on this line, river's a 6. We check, he jams, and so yeah, there's only one size, Adam, for in GTO world, and I think that is kind of sensible.
Okay.
He jams, he goes all in, and then it's on us. Where's our ace queen? How's our ace queen gone away? We called our ace queen. Oh, it's us.
No.
Sorry, we check, he jams. I did it wrong. There we go. Here's our ace queen, and we fold.
Just fold. Just
Yeah, we
fold.
decide.
Okay.
Yeah, we decide ace high is not enough, and even ace king is not enough. We just fold, and he just gets to win, and good for him. All right. Our next small blind adventure was the king on ace 3-4. All right, let's go here, and this is going to be a full stack. Peak. Small blind raise, big blind calls, ace 3-4 rainbow, club, spade, diamond. Club, spade, diamond. There we go. King loves the check. And if you've ever heard the phrase reverse linear, this is what it looks like. 93% checking, 96% checking. So that's not directly reverse linear. Now we drop down to the 89, 83, 76, 34, 55 down to the 7s. Yep. Super reverse linear, just like you said. So we check. And I believe he checked behind with, oh no, he bet.
Oh, he did bet
He
one
bet
third,
small.
I think.
Yep, so there we go. He bets small, and we do not fold any pocket pair. None. There is no folding. Even down to deuces. Now it's nice that the deuces have a gut shot to go with them. But we just don't fold a pair here. We're not even folding king 10. against this. So we call, and we're not raising any of the pairs that aren't sets or the slivers of pocket fives and pocket sixes with their gut shots as bluffs. So we call. The turn brings in the 8 of diamonds. And our king, it does not have the diamond or we have the king of heart clubs, not that it matters. Here we go. In comes the 8, still checking here, protecting, he sometimes has aces in his range. We just check. We check.
Here he checked. And I
Gives
think
up.
the river was 8
No,
of spades or something. It was an
Yep.
8.
it was an 8. Yep. And it was the 8 of hearts. And now, yep. Everybody jumps in and bets for value now. And they all bet blocker size, which is what I did. Which against this particular hand was terrible. And against his range, the solver loves. So Scotty Solver Meltzer on this hand.
I think if we look at his range here, he gets here to the river, he would probably just bluffed a lot more than on the turn.
Well,
At least
let's see.
the solver will bluff more on the turn.
Right.
That is my first guess.
Yeah, the solver.
So on the river he will have a stronger range.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. So his queen 8, he can bet. Absolutely. He has queen 8 offsuit, which is a little queen. Oh, he has queen 9. Queen 9 doesn't love it. Queen 8 loves it being there. But he did it, and that's fine. When he does this bet and we call on the turn, which ones does he continue with? When he gets here with queen 9, he can continue with it in this line, but he never gets here. He's got that sliver of it. He mostly gives up, which he did. And on the river, if we didn't bet, what does he turn into a bluff? All this garbage gets turned into bluffs. If they're doing all this, we can check. They're going to do this with queen deuce and all this stuff. We can check. All right. So not surprising in the line. And the block bet on the river was what the solver liked best.
Wait, can I go back to the sim?
Yeah.
I saw there was something strange. Wait, why does he not have queen 9 here?
He has almost no queen 9 because his let's see. Because he only bet this much of the queen 9 on the flop.
Or has it to do with pre-flop? He raises that.
No, he's got a bunch of it, but we took the line that he bet. So when we get to the turn, he only gets here.
Oh yeah, he shouldn't bet this that often.
Right. That's why he's got a lot of queen. That's why we see a lot of queen 8. So when
Okay,
we get here he is with his queen 8 and his sliver of queen 9 that got here.
Yeah, and now, I mean, obviously we cannot change the ranges, but if we would give him a lot more trash in his betting range on the flop, he will have a lot more trash on the river, and that means he has to bluff more, and then the check makes, I guess, sense instead of leading out, right?
Right. If he's going to be all over this stuff here and he's going to have a lot more of it and he's going to bet it, then a check on the river is great. My thought, and that may or may not relate to GTO in game, just to repeat it, on the river was he has some weak ace-X in his range. I'm not trying to get it to fold, and I think it's going to bet the river for value, and I think it's going to bet 6. But if I bet 3, he's not going to raise me without an 8. So he's just going to call. And so I get to the river with, against his ace-X that way. He's going to have pocket pairs here. They're not going to bet the river, and I beat all of them, and some of them are going to call me one time in this line to see what I'm up to.
That is true, yeah. 4x don't have to bet, he could just check.
Yeah.
The river, so, and it will call your small sizing as well.
Right,
So,
yeah.
yeah, that's,
Yeah, I beat all of his showdown that isn't an ace, all the minor showdown I beat, and it calls. A lot of it calls this small bet. The ace, which I lose to, bets more than this, and so I bet. But what I do is I eliminate the chance of letting him bluff. And that's the cost, and this time he had a bluff. We don't know if he would have taken it. All right. And then our next small blind land was the ace six suited. This one. And then we'll move on. All right. Here we go. Small blind versus big blind. The flop is this time 10, 10, 9, spade, heart, club. All right, there we go. 10, 10, 9. Our ace six suited. Fine with betting, fine with checking. We chose the bet, and when it bets 1.6. We bet 2.28. So bigger than we needed to. And it never goes all the way up to 3. So there you go. It bets small. He, with his ace 8, perfectly fine to call. He calls. And now what did he detect on the 4 of clubs? On the 4 of clubs, our ace 6 does a lot of giving up. But when we don't give up, the size is mostly large. The ace 6 that doesn't give up the most here is this is a pattern, by the way, Coach Adam, if you've never seen it before, this is common. So you're looking at a hand like ace 6 and seeing what does it bluff? What does it continue with? It continues with the clubs for the obvious reason, but the other one that continues is the non-suit, the non-spade, non-heart, non-club. This is a very common thing in the solver, and you'll see it here. And the reason is, this is worth learning, but it's only worth learning that much. So not a big deal. But the reason we find this here and we don't find it here is because this unblocks them to have done the call with their spades and hearts that are now going to give up and fold. We unblock their folds when we have the diamonds. And so that's just a little bit more often that it happens. And so that leads to a little bit more here. That's a common thing we find. All right. So we chose the very minor line. The size of this very minor line is, when we do it, it wants to go at least 6.4, and it wants to go 6.4 into a pot of 10. And we did the smaller size, and he smelled it. So we bet more like 2.5-ish. And he, with his ace 8, did the non-GTO thing of smelling it. Good for him. Right, I think that's the last small blind, big blind that we have. Yep. There's our king against the queen 9. Oh no, this was this on the ace high board? Yeah, we just did this one. All right. And now we're on to new hands. Okay. Don't show. That was Coach Adam. So the next one is Bub. You have got, am I going this direction? Hold on. Which direction are we going? King, ace 6 in the small blind. Okay, we looped back and we did the ace 6. Yep, we just did that one. So we are on to this one, 10-10. 10-10 on the button. Bub. Bub opens. Let's see if we've lost Bub. Oh, Bub's gonna be back in a second. All right, Adam, this is your. Oh, Bub's back. All right, you got 10-10.
I'm back. Perfect.
open.
We raise.
You opened and you got called by someone with 400 big blinds. Good for him. All right. You flop the world.
Nice flop.
Checks to you.
Yeah, not the most dynamic board.
Mm-hmm.
I personally would just bet small here, 1/3.
Okay.
Or half pot, maybe. Something around that, 1/3 to half.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll take a look at and see the things about this board. If we were in earlier position, I think this is probably a bigger bet when the Jack 10 comes up. And on the button, probably a small bet, but we'll see. And we bet small. Minute, we come
Yeah,
back.
I think you can go very polar with
Right.
some parts of your ranges, like ace king, ace queen, if you
Right.
want.
All right. So this happens. We get exactly what we want. We get check raised.
Okay, now the question is,
Exactly.
do we think that he likes his hand enough to call a re-raise? Or would we just
Exactly.
call here? Just calling is fine and let him bluff, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
But against some opponents, I actually don't mind raising. But I think the standard line would be just to call here.
All right. We'll take a look at what GTO does with it in a second. I'm sure that I just called. The one thing online, do this, and in game also do this. While you're thinking about whether to raise or call, make sure that you wait long enough to be a little uncomfortable to at least give his bluffs the belief that you're considering folding. So do some Hollywood online, let it time down a little later than you make your decision. Don't make it,
A
don't,
snap call is not that bad. It might look like a king queen exactly.
it might, but you're not gonna snap call because you're gonna spend a little time thinking about whether to raise or not, right?
Hmm.
So once you spend that little time, spend a little more time thinking about what you would do with the hands that you might be folding. And then call when you're calling. All right, so I do the raise this time. I decided he liked his hand.
Yeah.
Let's find out.
The only problem with the raise here is, so when he raises, obviously he likes his hand. It could be ace jack.
Yeah.
It could be king jack.
Mhm.
Maybe queen jack, but queen jack, I think, could consider folding here against this raise.
Good. Yep.
And then he has hands like queen nine, king queen that want to continue anyways.
Yeah.
And obviously a set of fives.
Mhm.
But Jack 10 is he doesn't have a lot of Jack 10 because we have pocket
Right.
tens, right?
Mhm. Yep. But he has as much Jack 10 as he does pocket fives
Mhm.
because there's three combos of pocket fives left, right?
And 4 of Jack
Have
10.
Jack 10. He can have Jack 10 off suit. We block, so he's got 110. There's three other jacks, so there's three of those. So equal numbers of Jack 10 and 10 5 and
Oh,
five,
you're correct, yes.
because I'm giving him Jack 10 off suit. If you give him Jack 10 suited, there is one combo. Spades. It's the only one. All right. So we like that he called us. If we wanted to get super mega cute on a brick, you would check back now, making your hand look exactly like King Queen and Ace Queen. But I don't want to do
I
that. Continue
no,
that.
I wouldn't like that because that could also scare him.
Yep. Yeah.
And now King Queen
Gets there. Yep.
hits.
So
Okay, let's
really
see what he does.
Yeah, we see what he does. We have to really hope that he has more than just a jack now. Maybe king jack. King jack would be great.
I
Because
mean,
if he
Queen
has,
9 is still in his range, but we can't be afraid of that one.
right. But yeah, no, we get to lose a lot of money. When um when he has ace jack here, this king of the remaining hands that didn't already beat him, now my king queen bluff beats him. All right. So he checks, we're gonna bet, and we're gonna go straight up 2E.
Mm, yeah, I mean, if you bet 25, the pot will be 100, and we have 85 left or something. 85 left.
We
Something
got
like that.
25, we'll have 80 left, 85 left, yeah. So that's too much. So we need to bet more like 30, 33 to go Geo
Mm.
here.
Yeah.
Right. So we go 31.87, possibly exactly Geo, more likely 2/3. All right, and he calls, yay. Setting up exactly what we wanted.
All right. And he checks, I guess, and we jam.
We jam, and he folds. All right, so let's see what he had, and we'll see what we think of these
He
ideas.
has king queen, I guess.
He has
Queen jack. Oh, okay. I was thinking he would fold this, but I mean that
Not
one
on
at
the
least
turn.
has a backdoor flush.
And he
Oh, on
picks
the
up.
I mean on the flop. On the flop, I meant.
Decides not to. All right, let's see. We are again small blind, big blind on a flop this time of Jack 10-5. Diamond club. Nope. Heart, diamond, club. Jack 10-5. Here we are with our king, king. King, king loves to bet on this. Sorry, 10-10. 10-10 loves to bet, and it loves to bet small. This board has some big bets on it.
Wrong positions.
I'm small. Oh, he checks. Thank you.
No, 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 no.
We're button.
We are
Everything-
button, and
button.
it's against big blind.
Blind, you're right. We're done with that. All right, now we go Jack 10-5. Heart, diamond, club, I believe. Yes. All right, here we go. All right. Thank you. He checks.
Yeah, I was like, what? Why in the hell would he donk range here? That doesn't make sense.
Exactly. We bet range. This board is so good for us. And our sizing mixes between the 26 and the 50, even with a little 70. Our particular hand 10-10 is happy to do all of them. Sorry, I didn't go bigger this particular time. We did the small. Yeah, we did the small.
Yeah, I
We got-
mean, a hand like King King prefers a bigger sizing just because you can be outrun with King King, but it's very unlikely to get outrun with 10-10, right?
Yep, exactly.
At least.
Yeah, Queen Jack suited loves to raise. It raises to 5, which is kind of close to what he did. Great. And when we do this, yep. So 10-10 was a hard decision because there it is mixing. Both are right. When it raises, goes to about 17, which is his bet. Three times his bet plus a little bit, which for us would be 19.5. So we want to be a little bit bigger than 19.5. 20.65. Well, I don't claim that I play well, but I do claim that I can emulate parts of a solver. All right, there we go. Both are good. We pick up the king of spades when he calls with his queen jack, which he does now.
No, you have to click on the raise, right?
Oh, sorry. When I raise and he comes back around to him with his queen jack, he does not fold any of his queen jacks yet. He slivers of them. He sticks around even without, even without the backdoor flush. But here he definitely does. He calls. He does a little bit of re-raising, which would have been great. He calls. When the king comes, I think he's going to definitely stick around with all of them because he now has open-ended straight draw. So the king is the king of spades. King of spades. And
He
he
can
with
lead.
queen jack donks right out a lot. A lot. That would have been nice. But he didn't. He checked. And our size, the bulk of our size is small. But our particular hand, 10-10, does some of the big bet. And the big bet is coming from club spade. And do I think I know why? Absolutely not. And I'm not going to try to figure it out unless someone else wants to guess what it is. Club heart does not like going bigger than 10. I do. We did. We got the call. And then when we go this bigger size, because basically we went 70%. We bet we did this. His queen jack still does not fold to this big size. Isn't that nice? He calls. And the river is the 4 diamonds or something. Yep. 4 diamonds. Checks range. And we bet the rest of the pot, right? 51, yeah. Yep, we bet all in. And queen jack almost always gives up, which he did. All right.
So his line is actually pretty good. Yeah.
All right. Here we go. Oh, let's not see what he had anymore. And the next hand goes to his next hand, Bubba or Adam. Who's the next hand?
It should be Adam.
Okay. Here we go. 9-10 offsuit.
9-10 offsuit on the button.
Yep.
I'd open.
7 for you, thanks so much.
Yep, we do. We get called in the small blind. And we flop a gut shot. And we flop a double gutter. That's nice.
Trust them as well.
So yeah, on this one, so the 6-8 hits his range quite a bit, 6-8. I don't want to, I do have equity, but I do think the 6-8 hits his range a lot. At the queen, I think I'm supposed to continue with a C-bet with a queen-eye board, but I think the 6-8 deters me a little bit from getting check raised and losing my equity. I don't know my pure decision on this, but I think I would bet small, the C-bet 20-25.
Okay, sounds good. Now, this guy's range, are you going to put him on a range that looks more like the small blind's calling range or more like the big blind's calling range? He's in the small blind, but which do you think his range looks more like?
Okay, so yeah, the small blind, I guess. I didn't read that. Yeah, you're right. Small blind calling range, so he's going to have more queens, less 6s, more 8s.
Right. And I'm going to say that his actual range looks a lot more like the big blind's range than the small blind's range. We'll see when we see his hand. But I would not be surprised to see a hand that is definitely not in the small blind's calling range and is in the big blinds. We'll find out. All right.
Okay. What's the thinking behind that? Why is it just because how he's playing?
Yeah, it's because most of the better players have chosen to do it. Well, it's 2 reasons. Most of the better players have chosen in raked games to have a 3-better fold strategy from the small blind. So that skews it towards the worst players who are too wide, whose range is more like the big blind. The other thing is the small blind's calling range is so small, even in a GTO world where it has one, that you usually don't encounter those.
Okay.
So it's that we see more blind calls in the small blind than the small blind range allows. So we tend to do that. He's also a broken stack, which implies he's probably less studied. And all of that makes me think that we're going to see some hands that are in the big blind range and not in the small blind range, or even hands that are not even in the big blind range, but probably not. All right. So
Okay, so you just think like just MDA over people are overcalling in the small blind.
yeah, that's what we think. That's what we think, especially when you add in broken stack. All right. Here we go. So he checks. I bet bigger than you wanted to, but I bet it. He calls. Let's get there. That's not there. He checks. Do you want to continue your bluff?
No, because his 8's got a lot stronger here. His 6 has got a lot stronger here. I don't want to get check raised off that. It's harder to sell a queen when the board pairs and he picks up a flush draw at the same time, which he could be defending. So I would check here and try to pick up my equity realize my equity on the river.
Yep. Yeah. And probably not bluff the river for all those reasons. That's just the card that makes it hardest to bluff. Yep. And I decide to do it anyway, and I like your thinking better. And let's see what he does. He calls. Of course he calls. We expected him to call. And we don't get there. And he checks. And we have just a pot-sized bet left.
I mean, I don't think there's any folds here. It looks like he's calling an 8, unless I guess you could bet. I mean, you can't really even bet small and target a flush draw because I guess you could target the 5-7s do get there. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I mean the 5-7 gets there. That's what you'd be targeting, I guess, on this flop. Mm-hmm. Or I guess you'd be targeting a 7-9 this flop, really. But yeah, I mean, it looks like a give up. You can't sell the queen.
Yep. Yeah, and the only good news is against the straight draws, the 7-9, the 7-9, the 7-10, you actually beat queen, queen, 10, 9, 8. Yep. You actually beat them. And against the higher one, you know, the one that's here, the jack 10, 10, 9, yeah, jack 10, jack 9, and 10, 9. Yes, chop
Yeah,
it along.
it looks like a king eight or ace eight suited at this point or something like that.
Yeah.
Actually.
And I don't think they're folding, and I don't think they're folding for just a pot size bet. And that's all we could do.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think we have to lose, which means that my bet on the turn is ill-advised. Yep, he checks. I check behind and we lose two.
I personally,
Miserable hand to lose to.
yeah. So I personally would jam river here.
Okay, it would have worked.
Well, yeah. But the reason is more like, I think there's actually bottom of your range. If you get here with this line.
Mhm. Yep,
And,
those are good reasons.
and I mean, he can still have, what can he have?
We can also, by the way, we can also, if we want to, we can bluff less than, because our hand is so bad and benefits from getting anything to fold, like an ace high.
Don't you
like
think that some pairs
Jack.
might still fold, like 6x against the jam?
It might, but it's no fun to only have a pot size bet left to try to get those folds. But maybe we still should bet 10 or 12 or 15 to get ace high, king high, and jack high to fold. Maybe.
Yeah.
In this particular case, would have been nice. All right.
So you think, I think if you're thinking from his perspective, that an eight on the river is not going to bet though, like an eight or a six is not going to bet. So I don't think that he would put us on a big bet with an eight or a six. So I feel like it's easier to call because why would I bet an eight or a six when I'm likely have a lot of showdown value? I don't know.
You mean what?
But
You mean
this
what? You mean what hand am I-
opponent,
You mean what hand am I betting on the river? This size? So let's say, so if I bet this, obviously a queen I'm betting, and I'm going to bet a queen for 30 because I think an 8 will call 30 a lot. But would I bet anything with for 10 or 15? I might bet aces or kings for that size
Okay.
that wanted to get called by an 8. I might.
Yeah, I guess that makes sense. I guess nines and tens as well.
Yeah, I mean, more likely I'm checking back with 9s and 10s. But if there's value to be gotten from an 8, I can bet for thin value there. He didn't check raise me. He doesn't know a lot of queens.
Yeah.
I don't think that many people play a queen like this in his case. Check bet, call at this short stack, some. Now on the turn, check, I bet this size. With the flush draw out there, I think a lot of them check raise now.
Yeah, especially with the flush coming in
Flush
and the
draw, yeah.
board being, somewhat connected.
I think a lot of them do. And then when they don't, and the flush doesn't come in, being afraid that I do a lot of checking back when I don't have a queen, I think they bet out a lot. So I think he has very few queens here. And so with that in mind, I could bet a 10 or pocket 10s or pocket 9s for value against his 8. And the bluff that goes with it is the bluff that isn't trying to get an 8 to fold. The bluff that gets, the bluff that doesn't have an ace, that isn't ace high. That benefits from getting ace high and king high and queen and jack high to fold, which is this guy.
Okay.
So
Makes sense.
you could bet it small, and it would have worked, I think.
and there are a lot of good reasons not to bet river, but if you look at his hand, I mean, how
I'm still surprised
once
this hand-
again, how are people getting here with ace five,
Right.
nothing? And so they have way too much on their range that they will fold.
Mhm. Yep. And note, let's take a look at what the actual small blind range is. We're only going to get it from in the non. Oh wait, here we go. We'll get it from you. Let's reset. Here we go. Button opens, small blind calls. Here is the small blind calling range. here. Let's see what it is. It is this sliver. All right. This is GTO Wizards calling range. Ace five offsuit is so much more like a big blind calling range, and even it doesn't do it. That's what I was
Wait,
saying.
then you have to remove the small blind call.
Oh, sorry. Thank you.
Otherwise, yeah.
Here we go. Big blind calling range. Still not there, but closer to it. This looks a lot more like what we think his range is than this does. Let's get the heights. Where are my height buttons? Height buttons.
You
Here they
you
are.
were correct there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
here.
there it is.
Let's do full height. So all of the ones that are there. Range height. Normalized. Oh, it doesn't show it to me in this mode. Here we go. Boom. And even let's get even more of them. Let's do it in a world that is no rake, so he can have a bunch of it. Here we go. Even with a bunch of it, this is the small blinds calling range, right? And this is the big blinds calling range. And I expect a guy with 46 chips who is calling from the small blind to have a range that looks a lot more like this than like this. All right, here we go. Skate is here. Hey, Skate. All right, Skate. You have got the lovely ace five suited on the button. What would you like to do?
Hello, hello. What's going on? We got a Coach Adam here, Adam Friedman. Wow. On the button, on the button here. Yeah. We could, open all suited aces on the button.
You got it. We just opened it. We got call and we got 3-bet from the big blind.
Okay. We have enough implied odds to call.
Hell yeah, we are 200 big blinds deep. And in the world of 200 big blinds deep, let's see, we can't get there, so we'll do it in Mr. Wizard.
So my
With a rake.
experiment, that would be 4-bet.
4-bet. Oh, you're 4-betting that now. Okay. Here we go.
Mhm.
All right. 200 big blinds deep. Oh, that was because we were only 30 big blinds deep. Let's look at this one here. Here's the range. There's the small blind range, calling range. We didn't change it from 30 big blinds. So it doesn't do it very often, but it's that, right? And that's not their range, as we can tell by the fact that they had ace five offsuit in it. All right. Back to this. We raise. We are 200 big blinds deep. We open our ace five, big blind, re-raises, and notice when you're this deep, the big blinds re-raises all the way to 20. It's huge, huge. None of
I've
us
never
like-
seen a 3-bet that size with that sizing.
Yeah, it's got to do with when you're 200 big blinds deep. And when we are 200 big blinds deep, we never fold the ace five suited here. Back on us. What, do we fold anything? Oh, we're just looking at the calls. Yeah, so we get to see the folds. Let's bring everything up. Yeah, we do a lot of folding. Ooh, we don't fold this. Right. And we also are very linear in our 4-bets.
Yeah.
Very linear.
I mean, yes, but we have also ace 5 offsuit, which
We do.
is
We have a little bluff of ace five offsuit.
which
Little
is
bit.
crazy.
Fold. Yep. Yep. You add up all of these spaces. Bluff, 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 and bluff. You add up all these bluffs and you get probably to one square altogether. And then
Right.
values. So the bulk of your bluffs are ace queen or ace king as a bluff. I'm calling it a bluff. All right, here we go. So we call, we are deep enough, and this happens. He bets tiny.
Well, we has a pair with the back door, so we got a call.
Yeah, we do. We have not lost enough money against his pocket aces, pocket kings, pocket queens range. Maybe he has pocket queens, he'll give up. Maybe not. We have flush draw now, and he bets small again.
Bet small again. Okay. So, I mean, we're in position. There's not really much need to, to like raise and blow them out of the hand, right? As opposed to if we were out of position.
Yep. I think that he could have a very good hand here. I think he could have aces here. I think he could have ace king here. But here's the hands I don't think he has at this size. I don't think he has king, king, and queen, queen for this size.
Would you consider turning hands into a bluff here? Or,
Maybe, but maybe on the river is a better place. When we
or,
see,
or my question is basically, do you think he can have jacks here? Pocket jacks, pocket tens?
I
Looks so
do.
crazy, but the sizing is so small.
I do think he could have a little bit of that. I also
Hmm.
think that he can have ace king here for this sizing because he doesn't love us having king queen. And he can have aces and he doesn't love us having king queen and also
Hmm.
pocket queens that got here like this. So I think he has a good solid hand here. And I do not think that he has the nuts. And I think that we are 182 big blinds deep. So do we need to raise here and then blast the river? Is that the way to do it? Or
Is
is the
it?
way to call here and blast the river depending on his size? I like the call here better because when I'm wrong and he has a set and he bets at this size and we raise and he blasts us off it, we fold out a lot of equity. And I don't want it to do that.
Yeah, yeah. I like that too, because like since we're in position week, we get to see a free card, and they could like, for example, check on the river, and we could, do whatever.
Yeah. And it's not a free card, but it's a cheap card. We get to see it for 11. There we go.
Ace, ace.
Here we go. 6. All right. Let's see his size. Check.
I knew it. I mean, on the river with ace. I mean, I don't assume we have any kind of showdown value. Because
I'm
we're
with you.
we're no, we're being beat by. Well,
Ace
I mean,
6 by 6, 7. But pocket sevens. The only thing we beat is ace jack
yeah,
and jack 10.
we
Yep.
got to do it.
I agree. What size?
Let's go. I would say like at least 40. Between
Mhm.
40 and
What
something
are we
like
targeting exactly? Just the pairs, or are we trying to get ace king to
That's
fold?
what he's going to
no.
try. What,
I
what
think
was it? For
I think
40,
one pair, right?
for 40, you're trying to get pocket jacks to fold. And I think you'll get it. For 40, you're trying to get you might not get ace queen to fold, but you might for 40. That's where you're aiming at. You're aiming at pocket jacks and things like that. Everything, all of those. And so that's fine. I think 40 does that. Would you like to get ace king to fold here?
No.
Would you like to tell it that you have a king queen? Queen queen? If you were, what size would you go?
Like a 1.5, right? Like a
Yeah.
135 or 140.
Yeah, well, 1.5 would be 90.
Wait,
Yeah,
excuse me, excuse me, 2 point, well, yeah, you're right, excuse me. So like somewhere around 2x pot.
Okay, right around
Yeah,
120. Yeah,
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 something like
100,
that, yeah.
120. I think it might work. I think it might work. I kind of like, I kind of like 90 and 100. Kind of like 100. Let's see. Check. You idiot.
No.
Yeah, there's
Let's
no
do this.
way we are ahead here, right?
Yeah, this was
No.
me just saying that your 4-bet range is so strong and that therefore you're never folding. I hate it. Let's see how bad.
Oh
I
no.
hate it. I hate everything about my play. I should quit poker.
No, I like your turn
No,
play. We hate the river.
it's okay.
I hate it. All right, we do not have a 200 size solve for this today unless somebody else wants to burn a wizard. We've only got it at 100, but at 100, what we've got.
I can burn.
Okay,
one,
yeah, burn
I
the wizard at
guess.
200. Yeah, burn the wizard at 200 here.
So let me open cash game.
Yep, you do that, and then we'll come back to it. All right, next one will be, while you're doing that, we'll jump to Coach Adam. And I would like to say about this, I love what we decided to do. I hate what I did so much. And it's just my fear of, oh my gosh, their 3-bets are so linear. He has a 3-bet of 6%. You know, he only did it he had 16 opportunities. He only did it one time. So therefore, it must, he's got to be strong. And I did not listen to everything I said about the sizing on the flop and the turn here. Saying what I think what it is with that check there.
So what do I have to pick here? I have 200 big blinds.
200 big blinds.
Bet sizes multi-size, I guess.
Let me go. Yep. Share your screen.
Oh, yeah.
Here we go.
It's here. Yes.
I keep meaning to buy the wizard, by the way. I haven't gotten around to it, but I keep meaning to just buy it. All right, here we go. So we're 200.
I had it in the past, and
right, we're 200. We're an NL 500 rake. That's perfectly fine. Okay, it doesn't want to do. Oh, it may not even let us burn one for 200. All right. Good
so it's only available for premium cash users and higher.
Fine.
So
All right.
what I could do is single size, I guess.
Oh
Does
yeah,
that make sense?
that. Yep.
200.
Mm-hmm.
Right. Button
You're
and big blind.
Choose one of the rakes. Choose the NL 25 rake just for fun. And then if it still doesn't, let's do it.
Okay. Big blind raises 3-bet, and we call.
Yep. And
the flop was.
Flop is King of Hearts, 5 of Clubs, Deuce of Diamonds.
Confirm set for today.
Hey, we got it.
And he will range
Bets
bet.
out, and he range bet, and he range bet at the size of 7 big blinds into 23.
So I don't have that here.
Right. We have
he should go bigger.
We choose his one size. Ace 5 suited. Calls.
Pure call, even against the bigger size, so that's good.
Yeah, right. Turn brings in our lovely flush
Queen of Hearts, right?
The Queen of Hearts, yes.
Queen of Hearts.
Queen of Hearts.
Sorry.
So he's
supposed to bet much bigger.
Yes.
And he didn't. So listening to that. But even when he bets this size, our ace 5 suited when we have hearts does not fold.
Obviously
Look at
not.
how much ace 5 is not folding even without hearts.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous. So we do
Pair
not.
with overcard.
Yep. We call.
And the river was
the not heart of
six
diamonds.
of yeah.
Diamonds. 6 of diamonds. And now he checks.
Yep. First of all, let's look at what he has to bet. He should bet aces, ace, king, king, queen is in his checking range.
Yeah. And he bets all in. So he does not give us an option when he has an ace king here.
Yeah.
What our guy did.
But he checked, and ace 5 wants to check back.
All right.
But let's go with the but. I think that doesn't. I don't know if that range is correct here, right? So he might have a different range on the river. Probably he will.
He does. Because his small bets were telling us something about his hand. We said that when they were coming out.
Right, because like the solver take into account for the bet sizing, because that's why I was like in the back of my mind, I kind of knew that solver probably did not want to bluff the ace X's, but as much as other hands, but yeah.
Yeah, there we go. All right, nice. Thank you, Bob.
No problem.
All right, let me steal this back. Place current share. All right. And we are on. Okay, that was skate. So we'll go to Coach Adam. And your hand is pocket fours, another small blind miracle. All right.
Okay. So under the gun open, I could 3-bet, I could call. I'm just gonna call here.
Yep. You can fold. Normally we play a 3-bet or fold strategy from the small blind, but not against 2 big blinds. It's 2 big blinds. You do that. You make it easy for us to do a call or a 3-bet. And I'm going to do the call this time. Great. We flop nothing, which is usually what happens. What would you like to do?
Versus an under the gun range, I'm gonna check here
All right,
with
we
the
check.
intentions of calling or check raising.
Yep.
And then I'm gonna check raise here, because I think he doesn't have that many tens with his under the gun open.
Oh,
I guess he could have some like 10 jack suited and stuff, but I'm gonna check raise here.
Check raise with the 4 spades. There we go. That's nice. I don't think I do. I think that's nice. I do the call with the 4 spades. I think I like the check raise better. All right.
Oh,
What's in
nice.
this hand?
So then now I'll check.
Right. Now we check.
Oh,
And he bets.
okay. And now I'll raise.
Yep, I agree. What size?
Well, it's a connected board. There's draws out there too. I want to keep his draws in. If he's betting here, I mean, I guess I'm trying to get what I'm targeting is a draw. I'm targeting Jack tens to call, King 10 suited to call. So I don't want to lose my customer entirely. So I'm going to go with like 2.5.
Okay, sounds good. And give me the number that 2.5 is, because when we're playing live, we don't get to say 2.5. We have to say we have to put out a number of chips. So what is that number?
Sorry, I'm on my phone, so I'm having a hard time even seeing it.
Oh, it's 7.
So
It was 7 big
let's say, okay, so I'll go 17, 16.
16 or 17, right? And I'll probably go bigger. I'll probably go at least 3x here.
Okay, so 18, 19.
Probably go 18, 19. Yeah, I'm gonna probably go 21, 22, 25 in that range, I
Okay,
think.
I agree with that. I think that's better.
And so yeah, I go 22 and positioning for a jam if I can get it in there. And he calls, which is great. And the river is, I don't want to see an 8, a 9, or a spade. That's what I don't want to see. That's great.
Nice blank.
You got 72 left and the pot is 54.
All right, so
Mhm.
now we're targeting really just King 10s, Ace 10s, Jacks, things like that, which I think we would have heard from already on Jacks.
No, I mean, Kings, Queen. If he's got aces, kings, queens, or jacks,
that's
I
true. He's
think
under the gun.
exactly like he did. He opens to his opening size. He bets big, trying to get value. When we raise him, he goes, I might not have the best hand anymore, but I'm not folding. And he calls you
Yeah.
with his kings, queens, jacks. Yeah. Yeah. He could have lots of overpairs here and 10x.
Yeah, the pot's 54. So I'm probably going to go. I don't want to overbet either just because I want to keep him in. So I'm probably going to bet around 40.
Okay. 40 makes sense. I go 51. Kind of weird to not go all in, but I do that and he calls. And now we'll see if he would have called more. No.
Wow.
My gosh. He did not believe a thing you did.
You got max value out of that one.
Got max value out of that one. I think the all in might have gotten a fold.
Yeah.
I think the 40 might have gotten a fold, but it didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there we go. We saw the guy fold the king for that medium-sized bet that I made, and now we do a very large bet, and somebody doesn't fold a 7. Not everybody's the same. All right, here we go. All right.
So there was I guess it was Skate said that on the call on the 4s that he would never call there. I don't know what, if, yeah, he said never call. So
Oh no,
I guess
on the flop,
no.
you would have folded the flop.
pre-flop. No, pre-flop.
Oh yeah, because because you guys say they're saying that it goes don't call on the small blind, just 3-better fold, but
3-better
and-
fold and the 4s is a fold. Yep, that's perfectly fine.
but sometimes you can't. I mean, you can play a call strategy in the small blind, but it is like very difficult. But like yeah, like sometimes I do call with like
Yeah.
pocket pairs just for
Right.
because I want to.
And here's the reason I wanted to, because he opened at 2. If he opened to 3, I would have folded. If he opened to 2.5, I would have folded. If he opened to 2.5 and it went call, call, I would have considered calling behind and set mining, especially if this guy doesn't do a lot of 3-betting, which he doesn't, you
Okay,
know.
that makes
So I-
sense. So
yeah.
I guess, what is your like normal starting call range at like a 3x
don't-
open?
I don't have a call range in the small blind
Okay.
against cold calls. I am 3-better fold and I fold a lot because small blind is hard to play. You're out of position. Out of position is bad.
Okay, so like the only reason is because it's a small open, so it makes sense. Or if multiple callers are called, then you can try to cooler someone.
Yep.
Okay,
Or if you know something specific about your big blind that your big blind never squeezes, that's good. And you know something about this guy, like he's opening 45% of hands,
okay,
and he's face up after the flop, things like that would be nice to know. We don't know that about him. We only have 11 hands on him. But those are the things. This guy is playing tight. He's had 13 hands. He hasn't played one yet.
okay. So you're not worried about his squeeze. Okay,
Well, 13 hands is not a lot. He hasn't played one yet. That makes my blind call safer. The things that are terrible about calling in the small blind is you invite the big blind in, and playing out of position is bad, and playing out of position to 2 players is doubly bad, right? Those are some of the reasons not to. But a hand like 4-4, it knows how to play, right? You hit a set or you don't.
yeah,
Things like that. So having said all that, that's what pushed me to the call. I usually am playing 3-bet or fold here. And so when Skate said he wouldn't do it, it's based on hearing us say this all the time. And yep, and this was just enough other factors that changed my mind. And when I did
Okay.
it, I probably went, I don't know if this is right or not. I wonder.
Good to know. Yeah, no, that's not within my strategy right now.
Yeah.
I'm switching from tournaments to cash, so I'm like still in the ranges are still so different on these things too.
Yes.
Like when you were like ace 5 is no defending, and I was like, wow, that's like a pure defend in like almost
Oh,
every scenario in tournaments, you know?
yeah. The biggest difference between tournaments and cash in your opening ranges is your big blind defense range. It is so much tighter, so much tighter. When this guy opens only to 2.3, here we go, in his low jack. Reset. This guy's in the low jack. Reset. Thank you. And when he opens to just 2.3, we're still playing 3-better fold because we've got rake. In the non-raked version, he goes all the way to 3, and our small blind does some calling of these hands. So we have some of this in the non-raked. In the non-raked world, we have some. You bring them down to 2, and I think the 4s make sense. So that's my sort of dividing line that happened.
Okay.
Let's see. You under the gun 2.5 and a raked lane version that has some calls in the small blind.
But this is also 200 big blinds deep.
Oh, sorry. Let's change that to 100. Thank you. 100. There we go. Against a 2.5 with a rake, but a strategy that includes small blind calls. The 4s have a sliver. Bring them down to 2. I find the 4s absolutely fine. So yeah. So in GTO world, it sort of balances out. It's not wrong. Slow stretch. Happy how it went out. Okay. So we were on
On
we're
me,
going
I guess.
this way, yeah. And we are going this way. Yep. Here we go. Ace-10 suited bub.
Yeah, we like to open.
Get
We get a
called
call.
on the
Good.
button who has no chips left.
Mm-hmm.
None. Then we get 3-bet.
Huh. Ace 10 suited. Well, that is actually right on the bottom of my calling range, I would
Mhm.
say. So I would call here.
Yep. Here's the good thing about calling here. When he has to play out of position to us, he cannot bluff very much because his cards protect the pot. So that's nice. He's gonna have to play more face up.
Well, I mean, once Willem 75 is in, he doesn't have any chips left. So
Right. But he protects that bottom of the pot. There's not gonna be a dry side pot, but the side pot's gonna be light.
mhm,
He's got 8.5. The side pot's gonna be 10 big blinds.
yeah.
And the pot's gonna be 18. So he's gonna have to try to bluff the 10 to try to get the 10 while still losing the 18 to this guy. I think that does that. And then he folds. What are you doing? What are you doing? I hate you so much. I was counting on you to protect the pot for me. Well, we still have 13 in there, and we have ace 10 suited. All right. Well, that's
Great
something.
flop.
All right. And he bets 8 into 29.
Okay. Now, our hand wouldn't mind playing for a bigger pot
Mm-hmm.
right now. And the reason is that there are a lot of turn cards that can make our top pair into a second pair.
Yes.
The problem is only, obviously, he can have overpairs, but I personally don't mind. I would just raise here. I wouldn't go too big, like 24.
Okay. So you raise here. That's fine. Do you hate a call? We hate a fold. Do you hate a call?
No,
I don't
no.
hate
I
a call.
don't hate a call.
I don't hate a call. And I like the raise seems great too. And then if he goes over the top and
Then we have to fold, I guess. I mean, it sucks, but yeah.
but we're behind. It given that our range can include 9-9 and 10-10 sometimes here. If
Exactly.
if he bet 3-bet jams on us, our 10 is not good.
Mhm.
I do the conservative thing of calling. Don't know that it's best. We'll see what GTO does without him being there. Okay.
That is a good card for us.
That's a good
And
card for us.
really bad card for him. Let's see what he does.
Exactly. He might slow down now. He does.
He does. I would bet here, and I think a sizing I like isn't even too big. I would go like 15, maybe 20 big blinds.
Okay. I like that.
Uh,
I did the check back with the intent of calling across a lot of rivers.
yeah. The only problem with that is giving free cards. I mean, now our hand is obviously great. He can still have ace, king, ace, queen.
And
Let's see what he does. If he bets,
he
I
bets.
actually think about just jamming.
Yeah. Yeah. I think we jam. I think we lose against pocket aces, and that's fine. We beat all the other aces. I think we jam. We jam. He folds. And he folds ace queen.
Mhm.
Wow.
Wow.
We had a good read. I still like a bet on the turn.
Okay, let's take a look. Let's take a look at that turn bet. Okay. So in this world, we are in the world of we are in the hijack. All right. So hijack opens. Small blind raises with their ace queen, like you do. We ignore the fact that there was a button call in between. And we get to here with our ace 10, which mixes some folds. We didn't do it this time. And we flop the oh, I'm in the wrong guy. I'm in you. Sorry, I need to be here. Fold. Raise. Small blind, 3-bets. Hijack. Back on us. We don't fold the ace 10 suited for this size. Call. And we flop the sorry, we flop the
10, 9.
10 of hearts, 9 of clubs, 4 diamonds. 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 10 of hearts 10 of hearts, 9 of clubs, 4 of diamonds. Here we go. Small blind does a lot of betting. The size it likes to bet most is 50% pot. The size he bet was 1/3 pot. Let's see if we have a 1/3 pot in our arsenal. We've got both these. All
It's
right.
actually even smaller. It's more like 30%.
Okay.
25, yeah.
Bet 8 into 30.
16,
So that's more than
32,
25.
25,
It's more than
25%.
25%. It's more than 25%. 8 into 32 would be 25%. So 8 into 30 is slightly more. But we'll give them the 25% size and see that our ace 10 never folds. And yep, it does a little bit of raising, but the raising is the minority line. And that's fine. I think that makes sense in GTO world, obviously. And I think it makes sense in the real world. And if you wanted to raise it more because you read a lot into his sizing and you needed protection, okay. If you went 50% instead, we still never fold ace 10 and we have no raising. So against the small size, a little bit of raising. Against the medium size, no raising. This is what he did. We call. The turn is the 9 of something.
Spades, I guess. It was pure rainbow, right?
Diamond.
No, it's
No.
not diamond.
Diamond. But 9 of diamonds. Here we go. We have ace 10 of spades. And he now doesn't do much of this, but he does check. And his ace queen does some checking. Without a diamond, does some checking. Nope.
Actually, I thought the 9 is really bad for him, but we don't have any 9x. Not too much in our range, so actually it's not that bad.
Yeah, we just have the 9s that we started with, which just aren't that many.
Which are 2-pair or full house, right?
Yeah,
At this
yeah.
point. So
And 9-8, a little bit of 9-8, but yeah, we just don't have them. Yep, so not so bad. And I was with you. This is bad because we don't raise our 9s, but we call them. But as it turns out, we just don't have any. All right, so there we go. We're back to he checks, and now what do we want to do with ace 10? Ace 10 suited can do whatever it wants, and the spade version does the check the most. And I chose the check. I see why you wanted to bet it. They make total sense. I'm sorry, the ace 10 of clubs checks the most, a little bit more of it.
Mhm.
Yep, but great. So we chose the check line. It's okay. The bets were all good.
So
And it makes us
I
all
think
stop.
even in game, or I would say especially in game, betting makes more sense because after he checks, it's very, very unlikely that he has pocket jacks, queens, kings, aces,
Mhm.
you know?
Yeah, they don't do that. Here's the aces checking back. Here's the kings checking back. We're not going to find a lot of that. Okay. Good enough. So when he takes this line and then he bets, and then we take the check line, the river is the greatest card in the world. The ace. It's just the greatest.
Ace of hearts.
Ace
I
of
mean,
clubs.
clubs.
And
You're
Whoops.
all wrong on the suits, but it doesn't really matter.
exactly. It's right. The ace.
Tony G. Huh?
There's the ace. And he bets right into us with his ace queen, like you do. Hello. Hello. Oh my God. Thank you. This is fabulous. I have a piece of peach and a napkin. All right. Here we go. So he bets a size that is not all in, and we jam, right? He bets a
Didn't he
size.
bet a little bit bigger? He
did. I
bet
was
like
just saying.
7.
I was going, he bets this size and we always raise him. He bets this size and we always jam.
Mhm.
He jams and we always call. Yep. And he, to his credit, folded ace queen.
Is it a correct call in solver? That would be my
You mean a
question.
correct call?
I personally think it might be correct,
He goes here, we jam it,
but
and here he
yes.
is. He doesn't
Uh,
take the size very often with his ace queen, but if he did, he folds. If he took
Huh.
this size where he now actually has some of his ace queen, he bets this size. We jam it. Folds. Does a lot of folding. Wow.
Ace queen suited somehow likes to call, but I guess that's
But we have so much, yeah, but remember, we have so much left.
slivers.
Slivers of slivers. Okay,
Good
He was
fold by him.
I hate him. Okay. There we go. And that was our ace queen. Up next is, that was Bub, you played that one, I think?
Yes.
That was Bub. All right, coming back. It's gonna be on skate. Oh, look. There we go. Pocket sixes.
All right, pocket sixes. We are in the cutoff.
Yep.
Yeah, we could open
Oh,
all
yeah.
all pairs from I guess threes and up or fours.
Yeah.
Three,
Yeah.
3 or 4s and up, something like that.
Cutoff, you know, cutoff doesn't have, if you did deuces in the cutoff, I wouldn't hate it, but it's not GTO approved. But threes and fours, definitely.
Okay.
Sure.
Yep.
And sixes is fat. 100% sixes. Right? Get a small blind raise. And a fold.
All right, small blind raising. Okay, they're gonna be raising all kinds of hands like I think their GTO is like nines. Their pocket pairs nines and up. And, for ace X suited, it could be like some like ace. Yeah, of course it could be ace five, ace four, ace three, and any of the wheel aces. And then it could also be some kind of like ace ace Broadway, obviously, and for offsuit it's going to be like I'm for offsuit I'm not really too sure, but I mean I'm assuming ace five off and something like that.
They might have ace five off. You shouldn't. You should let ace five off go in there against the cutoff and from the small blind and raise. But raising your ace queen is fine, and going all the way down to ace jack is fine. Now, the reasons to respond to this with a fold is he only has 40 big blinds left. So you're not getting anywhere near what you need to set mine. And the reasons to respond with a call is he only went to 8.5. So you have those two things fighting against each other.
I think in these positions it might even be a fold against a full stack.
Yeah, but a full stack bet's bigger. That's the thing. Against a full stack at this size, I'm calling every time for this if you make it that cheap. So we go to go here.
Wait, he's in position to us, right? Or did
No,
I
he's
see
in the
that
small
wrong?
blind. He's in the small blind. So we fold to a bet of 10.5. We mix our sixes, right?
Yeah, okay, then I seen it wrong. I thought we were out of position here.
No, we're in position. But if we do the same thing, cutoff raise here, fold, the cutoff raises and the small blind goes to his correct size of 11. Okay. And I'm in 11. You'll see cutoff does a lot of folding of the sixes, but now drop this down to his actual stack size, which is 50. And at 50, I think we're going to see those sixes just dry up, I think. Nope, I'm completely wrong. At 50, you just go, I don't mind getting it all in for 50. I'm just wrong. We're not worried about losing 50 big blinds. So it was the
Yeah,
complete
now having a
opposite of what
pair is better.
Yeah, I was just completely wrong. So that's good to learn. So if you want to jam this skate for 50 big blinds, feel free. But given that he only went 8.5, never fold this.
Well, what I was thinking, considering his stack size, I mean, is the small blind three betting range more linear than the? I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit more polarized than the big blind, right?
This is what it, well, yeah, well, no, it's going to be linear because remember, to be polarized, you have to have calls. You have to have lots of calls. So you call, let me get him out of there. So in a polarized range, you raise your best stuff, you call all your medium stuff, and then you also raise some crappy stuff, in this case, blocker-oriented bluffs, right?
Okay. You're
But
maybe
in a range where you don't do much calling, you're not polar. You're just linear, and it just turns out this is the bottom of the linear range.
okay, so I should say maybe more or less linear. Yeah.
Right. You're gonna be right. It's how wide is he going linear? How wide is he going? And I would think at 50, I don't think a lot of people are three betting ace three suited.
Right?
Yep. But all
Yeah.
this, I could see all this. Maybe not queen nine suited. I don't think a lot of people are doing queen nine suited here. I think population is calling the queen nine suited, the king nine suited, and the queen 10 suited a lot more than they raise it. But against this range, which by the way is pretty strong, it's a pretty strong range. When it's only 50 big blinds, and he does this, and by the way, he also, his raise size turns out is supposed to be smaller because he's only at 50. That's why we do it. He goes to there, and we just don't fold. That's to 8. He went to 8.5. So he was right. I was wrong about what his raise size should be because he's so short. And against this raise size, we adjust by not folding. So you didn't fold. And now you got to play this. And that's less than a third.
I mean, we can consider folding without, well, even without a heart. I mean, they have so many hands that we probably beat that we need to continue.
Yeah. We can't do it there. So since we
Yeah.
have some 6 here, we'll do it at the wrong size here for fun. This is not going to give us a real answer at all. But 10-7 deuce. He, being out of position, bets. His bet is small. We, being in position, have not lost enough money yet with sixes. And when we have a diamond, when we have a heart, we never raise. And when we have no heart, we do some raising here, and we do very little folding. So we call,
Okay.
we did this bizarre thing. This was just, I don't know where this comes from. This is crazy.
I mean, it's correct with 6-6.
Right.
If you don't have a heart, but I mean, I don't I don't even mind it, to be honest.
Yeah. I think,
Because
yeah.
this range is you're saying like, yeah, you have ace jack, ace queen, ace king. I don't wanna fuck around with that. Or you
Mhm.
have an overpair and you will call anyway, so I don't know
Right.
what to do on the turn.
Right. Yeah. This was me saying I was looking for a hand. I was looking for a hand that didn't have an ace of king in it, and I was looking for a small bet. That's what I'm looking for. Let's go. And he calls with queen jack.
Oh. I mean,
There you go. Couldn't have
another
gone.
the question is always, let's say, and I think that is also our brain thinking we can make it easy for us, but if we just check call flop, we could also check call turn when we believe we can still keep bluffing, right?
Mhm.
Check call, check call, check call.
Yeah.
But it feels so tough for us to do that because
Mhm.
we hate the pressure.
Yeah.
We prefer to put the pressure on the other guy and then it's done.
And to have no decisions. I don't know that this is good poker or not. I just know that I like the result a lot. Don't claim that's good poker. That's what I did. All right. Adam, you've got king queen in the low jack.
Okay. Standard open 3x.
All right, okay, yep, which for me is 2.5x. Yep, standard open. We get 3-bet small by a full stack.
3 bet small. I mean, it's just a call.
Yeah. Yep. I think that this is a fold to the normal size. Low jack opens. Big blind jumps in there for 11. And king, queen off goes, oh no, I fold. You go to 8. I don't want to fold. And let's see how much it costs me. Let's see if I'm up against ace king. He bets small.
Okay, with the queen of spades, I can call here.
Yep. An easy call.
Um,
The raise.
would you
probably
do
starts variable.
anything? Sorry, but because you mentioned the queen of spades, would you do anything different if you have queen of diamonds?
I might raise.
Mhm.
Okay.
But the queen of spades means that the spades are less likely to come if he is on the spade draw, so we don't need to push against that. And it gives us an emergency spade draw when we need it.
Correct.
Yep. So we just don't mind another card coming as often. Yep. That's a pretty good card.
Decent card.
All
All
right.
right.
He bets 8. He bets tiny again. Tiny
All
hand.
right. So I'm trying to zoom in here because I'm on my phone. I want to.
He bet 9. He bet 9. The pot's 30 and he bet 8.5 into it.
Okay. I mean, with this bet sizing, I don't think there's really a world where I can get everything. With these good, well, maybe I got 86. He's in. Nah, probably not. But I'm gonna go 3x here and try to keep his ace kings in. His suited hands in.
And it's going to size you very nice for the river.
Yeah, I don't know if I can get to full double, but maybe.
Yeah. Now I didn't do that, but I do like that. I like that a lot. And here's my thought that I'm going to go back and read. His 8.5 here is weak. That's what that size means. And because it is weak, when he has a weak range, I can't raise as much as often. I need to keep him in. But I don't think that's the best thought. I think your thought is the best thought.
Yeah, I think if he's betting a third, though, he can definitely bet a third with, like
Ace queen.
10 jacks of spades or things like that, or
Yeah.
ace jack of spades, ace king. Well, not ace king of spades, but like ace jack of spades, things like that. Where I don't want to give them cheap like equity
Right.
realization. So
Because I just did. His 10 jack just came in.
yeah, and he can open. I don't think maybe. I mean, these days maybe a 10 jack suited can 3-bet on the big line. I guess that's in that world exists.
Oh,
So, but I'm gonna rule that out for the most part.
Yeah.
So,
Oh
okay.
yeah, we're not going to think about that until we're told that.
Yeah.
Like if he raises, then we'll think about it.
And I think one more important part is raising the turn would do the same as betting the river after he checks, because he will have paths in his range that will just check fold river. Let's say he has pocket 8s or pocket 6s, you bet small, he will just fold, right? But if he has a flush draw, he will certainly call a raise.
He's only going to pay it on the turn. So that is a really good reason to bet the turn. Does that size feel flush draw-y to you?
I mean, it feels like a very weak hand, but he could still have a good hand, right? We don't know that. But the problem is we don't get more money on the river anyways. So if he has a weak hand, he has a weak hand. But if he suddenly has some hand that wants to continue, we get the money here and not on the river.
Yeah, I think that's a really good point. I think the raise is better for that reason. Also, I would not be at all surprised to see right now the hand ace queen and less often ace king. But some ace king here that gets afraid of a king queen, but mostly ace queen. I wouldn't be afraid to see here.
Yeah, I see a lot of like king 10 suited here too.
Sure.
On a 3-bet.
Yeah. Yep. So don't love that. Now let's see what he does on the river. On the river, he checks.
Okay. I don't think he's strong enough here to get everything.
Yeah.
So I mean, a lot of his draws miss. There's only one draw that gets there. I'm trying to keep in a king jack, a king 10 who's like has to make a crying call. So I'm probably gonna be B50 here is probably gonna be the real just to get something out of him. But because I just don't think he's strong enough to get more than that.
I agree. But I would consider going all the way to B70 because the flush didn't come in. And so you would have called him with a flush draw. So when the flush draw breaks out, he might be a little more stubborn. And so I
Okay.
think, so
So what are
B50,
we, so we're targeting king, what are we targeting? King, jack, king tens, ace, king, not even ace kings.
we're targeting it. We're targeting ace king. Ace king would call more, but yeah, we're targeting the king. I think the king will call more than 20. I think it will call, $20. I think it will call $30, maybe $40. And we're also trying to get some of the queens to call at that size. If we're only aiming for a king, only a king, which I don't think is the bulk of his range because of his sizing, we can go bigger. I think a king will call 50 here.
Okay.
Certainly 40. Certainly 40. So he checks,
Right,
and I
interesting.
go,
I was saying go
all
small.
pocket jack. Yeah, I'm going for pocket jacks here. I think he is so weak given these sizes.
Hmm.
And let's see how much money I left on the table. And he raised this tiny size.
Oh no, you run into pocket nines. Why are you doing that?
Yeah.
It's actually pocket nines, right? It's nothing else.
The only thing I could think of
Maybe-
is so that, I mean, I guess the queen can be inducing, right? The king was bet small, be small because he's afraid of the king. The queen could be bet induce, like he could be inducing a raise and just flat. I mean, 10 jack, right? There's no reason to bet 10 jack on the turn unless it's 10 jack of spades. So I feel like I guess he could three bet. So what can he have? He can also have king nine suited, right? He can three bet king nine suited.
Mhm,
He could have a missed flush draw representing the straight now.
mhm.
I feel like there's equal bluffs with value, so I'm probably gonna have to call here. Like his best
Right.
values are nines, 10 jacks. I don't think nines get there. I don't see how they get there.
And remember,
Yeah.
if you count combos, you don't need an equal number for this to be a good call. Because you have to call as long as you can find just over a third of the bluffs and stupid value, because you found a stupid value. King nine is a stupid value, right? You
Yeah,
beat it. He thinks it's value, but it isn't. So
exactly. Yeah, I think that there's some king nines. There's some split pots with king queens. There's no king jacks here. I guess he could say, "Oh, my king jack, I could use it as a bluff, and I block the jack 10 type of thing." So there's that, and then there's no. I don't think nines can get here on the river after that check raise on the turn. Oh, he didn't check raise the turn.
Yeah.
So I don't. I guess nines can get there then because there's no check raise. So, to me it looks like queens or nothing. So, or like missed value, or like over betting. So I'm going to call here because there's very few hands I don't beat besides
Right.
queens and, really, I guess
Yep.
just queens is the only thing that makes sense really. Or 10 jack, I just don't see it unless it's 10 jack specifically a spade. So one combo of 10 jack. So, okay.
Right. So with that, here's the other reason to call. I didn't bet 20. I didn't bet 30. I
That's
bet
true.
14. I screamed that I was going for thin value with my size. This is almost inducing.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't even think about that. You're right.
Right. So
It looks
that's
weak.
that's a reason to call. The reason to fold is check raised rivers are horribly underbluffed. So those are your two competing things. And I said, I induced this. I made this happen. And it's exactly 9-9.
Wow. How does nines get there? Yeah, you're right. How do nines get there with that? Oh, there was no check raise on the turn. That's right. That's right.
Right. Yeah. Because I never raised. Because I didn't raise the turn. Nines fold the turn if I raise. And I wanted to keep them in. And then I succeeded in keeping them in. And I was right about how weak this bet was and this bet was. I was right about that. And then I was right about this bet that a hand like pocket tens, pocket eights, pocket jacks needs to be this small to get called. And then I was wrong about this. And that's where it mattered most. Bang.
But you can. Do you agree that raising turn is just way better? Raising the turn.
I like the turn raise much better. I
Yeah.
think turn raise gets value from spades.
Yeah.
I think the turn raise is much better than what I did. Yes. Not just because it makes the nines fold, but yeah.
No, obviously not. But I mean, it's so
I
it
think, yeah.
happens so often in my games as well,
Mhm.
and I'm like, okay, you have one. It's actually one hand you can have here. It's pocket
Right.
nines, and then
Mhm.
they have pocket nines, and you're like, what? This is why.
While for two of the guys who are not here, Brian and Larry are going to say, check raise, check raised rivers are horribly under bluffed. You have a bluff catcher. All bluff catchers should be folded when people are under bluffing, right? So that has now been said. I want to say this thing about numbers, the thing I say every time, which is, Adam, when you looked at this and you counted the fact that he had nines doesn't mean that he doesn't have ace, jack of spades here. It doesn't mean he doesn't and that he turned it into a bluff after we bet a hand that had some showdown value. It doesn't even mean that he doesn't have ace queen of spades. Or he can't have, I'm sorry, ace queen of spades. That he doesn't have an ace queen that he churned into a bluff on the river when we bet small and he realized that we can have a king here and he has to bluff it. The fact that we saw this doesn't mean that he doesn't 1/3 of the time have the other hands. We have to see him do this more than 3 times and see that none of them we beat, because that's the pot odds we're being offered. After that speech, I still went broke. All right. That was Adam. So let's do Bub. And let's see, we are going this direction. So Bub, 10 jack in the big blind versus the hijack.
Jack 10 offsuit. I mean, yeah, I'm calling here.
All right, so we do.
We're in the big blind. I check my range.
He checks
I
behind.
personally would have thought already about check raising if he bet.
Yep. I would have definitely considered it, depending on his size. Absolutely.
Mhm.
It's a great hand.
And
to check raise.
no,
It's a great hand to check raise. We have 2 cards bigger than the 8. Everything that folds has tons of equity against it. And when he bets 3 bets, we just fold because we didn't have that much equity against his bet 3 bet range. So all that is great. Yep,
yeah.
but he didn't.
So one thing to also mention here is I think that is a range bet board for him. So I'm a little bit surprised he didn't bet. Now, I say if people are not really good, it should be a range bet board, right?
Let's find out.
I would be surprised if it's not. It's hijack versus big blind on a queen 8.
Yep. Offsuit 10s
Something.
called. Fold. Here we go. The flop is queen 8-3 rainbow.
Not even a flush draw.
Queen 8-3 rainbow. Hey, I got the right suit. We check range and he bets range.
Yeah.
When they do not bet range on a bet range board, we assume, first of all, they're not very, very studied. They can still be studied because we don't always get these right, but they're not very, very studied. They're not much better than you, and that their range is particularly weak because boards that are range bettable also feel like it, you know?
So the honest thing is, I would say his checking range now is, in my opinion, very polarized in a way like he has traps or nothing.
Gotcha.
And that is actually pretty good because we can just bet any turn very small and he will just fold all his hair.
Yep. Yep. So we're going to be donking a lot on this turn, depending on what the card is.
I mean, I don't really care about the card, to be honest.
Ace.
I just bet it. I mean, on the ace, we have a double gutter.
Okay. There's that. All right. There we go. Queen. I love this card.
Yeah. Now I want to bet. So actually, we shouldn't go too small. I would say 3.5 to 4 big blinds will do the job.
Right. And if this had been a deuce, then you would have done more like 2 big blinds, right?
Yes.
Right. I agree. When the queen paired, I thought that pushed our bluff size up. Yep. So we go 3.5. He
And
called.
he called, surprisingly. So he can have spade draws. He can have a hand like us. Maybe he has 10-9.
Yep.
Or here's something like 3x, pocket fours, pocket fives, pocket sixes, pocket sevens.
Yep.
And against this range, I actually don't want to bet too big, but I don't want to bet like 1/3. I want to bet like 8 big blinds here, 8.5, and I think I
And we
get a
definitely- right,
lot
and-
of folds.
I'm with you. We are definitely bluffing. We want to bluff here. Yep. All right. I'm not going to give up. Let's bluff. All right. I went big. I went very big.
Yeah,
I have a
obviously,
flush.
but what's the idea with this big sizing? Do you want to get Queen X to fold?
No, he doesn't have to.
Yeah, I mean,
Um,
but
I-
you have a flush or you don't, right? I don't know
I have a
about this
queen or I
sizing.
don't have a flush. Here's where it comes from, and it is maybe not right. So, on this river, I want to on the turn. The turn went. I bet the turn, or I bet the turn.
You
So
bet turn,
bet the turn
kind of
saying,
big.
I have a queen. I have a queen or I have a draw. The draw is spades. On the river, the spade came in. So now I have a queen or spades, and both of them can bet big against your range for value. So I decided to do the same. I decided to go the same size for a bluff. But actually my bluff is bigger. I wanted to make sure that marginally made eights, which which might be a little stubborn on the paired board, fold. I wanted to make sure that an 8 folds. I wanted to make sure that pocket nines, pocket jacks fold. That was why. It may be unnecessary. It's going to work, but it may have been unnecessarily large. So when he does this, with that, we confirm that. Oh, sorry. Why are we here? Close. What are we doing here? There we go. We check. He checks behind. Oh, they want the turn. The turn is the queen of spades. Queen of spades. And now we get to donk. And with our jack 10, we get to donk whatever size we want, because he's almost never in this range. This is a very minor node. We chose to do the half potish size, and all sizes are good. They all do a different thing against a different part of his range. We bet the half pot size. He calls. The river is the 4 of spades. We have the jack 10. And for just for fun, we also have the 10 of spades. Let's get there. This is us. With the 10 of spades, it likes to bluff. It likes
No, that is oh yeah,
Well,
it's us. Sorry.
this is-
Yeah, we are correct.
Yeah, the jack 10. For the jack 10 to bluff, it really wants a spade.
Makes sense.
Does it need a spade? Yes. You need a
I
spade.
mean, against
I like
yeah,
it.
in
Yep.
theory, I guess against this opponent, I wouldn't
You might not worry about it.
know.
Right. And it doesn't bluff every time. We're bluffing every time. When we bluff, it loves the small size. Just fold out his nothing. It is betting 2.7 big blinds, a quarter pot. And we
It-
did something very not GTO approved, not even close to GTO approved. And what did he fold? Let's see how inefficient this bet was. This bet was efficient. This was a good bet.
I mean, in this case, obviously I'd never put him on pocket nines here. First of that. And I thought it's more like pocket fives, pocket sixes, pocket sevens, something like this.
Yep.
Yeah, against this hand, I like your sizing, but I'm not
love
sure
my
if I was going to target that one.
Right. I have to convince this hand that I have a queen when there's only 2 queens left. I have to convince this hand that I have a flush when he has a flush blocker. I love this size against this hand. Exactly. This exact hand. Precision betting. All right. Next, I believe, is skate. Is that right? I think so. Pocket kings and the big blind skate.
I knew it.
Yep.
All right. All right. Let's 3-bet. We are OOP. Let's
Mhm.
go.
No, we're in
small-
position. We're in position. We're the big blind to the small blind. The one time the big blind is in position. Yay.
Oh yeah, yeah, right. Okay, so small blind versus big blind. Okay, I don't know this too well, but yeah, we're definitely gonna 3-bet this in position.
Yep.
So let's go. Okay, we are about 107 effective. So let's go like 3x 3.5.
Exactly. Yeah, let's go 9, 10, something like that, 10.5, anything in that range. Yep. I go embarrassingly smaller just to make sure. This is an unnecessarily cute half big blind difference. But that happens.
Okay, that's more than it's about 30% of our stack,
Mm-hmm.
just under, so we can jam.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much the only, well, my only option.
Yeah. Yeah. Um, yeah, the jam and the jam equivalent makes total sense. We could also just call by allowing an ace to get to see a card, and maybe beat us. But we would, we're so strong here, we don't need to have a 5-bet range. Raise, 3-bet, 4-bet, yeah, 5-bet. We can just not have a 5-bet range. But if we have one, this hand is certainly in it. Plus, he
Yeah,
said he loves his hand, right? So
I just don't think that they're folding. If ace comes and they have ace X, whatever, we lost.
if they
But
have ace ace, we lose all our chips, and that's just fine.
yeah,
We go all in, and they fold. What? What is your?
oh, that's why.
Yeah, yeah, that's they. Let's see, ace 10. Is that let's just see what their play, just to learn a little bit about small blind versus big blind.
But you see, that's why I like the all in because you could call and then get an ace in the flop and you lose.
Yeah, here we go. Small blind raises. We go 9. Ace 10 has some bluffs in there. Yep, it does. Good for him. He goes 21, and our only size is all in. And
Yeah.
notice what does it though. The vulnerable pocket pair, the jacks, the ace king, bluff, ish, but way up there. These function together as a unit. And then all of this goes, well, let's see the flop. I'm in position. Interesting.
Okay.
Yeah, I didn't know this. And I wouldn't have done it. And in general, I don't know that I want to do it. I think that I like the jam.
Me too.
Yeah, I think that they tend to call off a lot. We go all in, and then
Yeah.
they're supposed to call you off like this. And do they? Yeah, they called it. I don't know. All right, there we go. And the last hand is going to be Coach Adam. You have aces. That's always good to end on aces, especially when they get cracked.
Yeah.
Great poker. I don't know if that's what happens. I have no idea. Here we go. It's on you.
Yep, I'm definitely gonna do the OMC limp re-raise. Just kidding. No, I'm not gonna do
Yeah,
that.
Go 3.5. We get a standard call. We get a dangerous flop.
Yeah, that hits their range pretty well. Luckily, I got it. There's a lot of continues here, no matter what.
Yeah.
So, and I have an ace of clubs. They're defending. This is a big blind, right? Yeah, he's defending
Yeah.
all suited hands. He's got 6s. He's got 7s. He's got 8s. He's got 5s. He's definitely going to probably overplay the 8s, overplay the 7s as well. So, this is one of those where I got the bet, and I'm gonna be. Well, there's a lot of continues here, so I'm probably going to be 70, honestly, because he's going to continue with any 6, any 7, any 8, any clubs, maybe
Yeah.
even any 4 5s too. He'll continue with,
Yeah.
or so.
Yep. All that's logical. In GTO world, the 5-8-7, the fact that it has locked up equity, that there exists nut hands on this board that like that tends to push our bet size down. The fact that this board we don't have the range advantage that often, means that we would bet infrequently. So we might bet infrequently and large, and this hand would do it. Or we might bet infrequently and small because of it. And I don't know
Okay.
which.
So maybe that's a leak, huh? Maybe that's bad.
Either one. But the size that you want to go is you wanted to go more big. You wanted to go like 4, right?
Yeah, I want to be 70, and I'm targeting 8s and 7s. I'm targeting 6s and 4s to continue, obviously, and club draws to continue. I don't think there's going to be so few folds here anyway that
So I did. Yep. Yeah. And yeah, we didn't go huge, but we went basically 66%.
Okay, it's about the same.
Yeah, right around there. Good. And we got raised.
Yeah, and a raise to me looks like a raise to me is going to look a lot more like overplaying an 8 than it is going to be like a made hand already. So a flush draw or overplaying an 8. I think. Well, no, I think 6s are just going to call. I think an 8's going to raise for protection, thinking he has the best hand.
Mhm.
I'm indifferent on raising or calling here. I'm at least calling,
Yep.
but I guess clicking back is too risky. So I'm just going to call.
Yep. I like the call best with the ace of clubs. Easy call. Not
Yeah.
just folding with.
Also, I think if we re-raise here, so I don't like raising at all, because his range is probably pocket 8s, pocket 7s, pocket 5s, 8, 7, and a lot of draws.
Mhm.
And now, if we re-raise here, he will just continue with his strongest draws, like 7, 6 of clubs, something like this. And we are actually not doing that great against that hand.
Right. Yep.
Yeah, true.
Yep. And basically, our hand is still often the best hand, but if all the money goes in now, our hand is not the best hand. If we re-raise him and he raises us again, we don't have the best hand.
Yeah, even one of those scenarios where even when we're ahead, we're probably behind type of thing. Like
Yeah,
it's like
exactly.
like a 6-8 or something with like a 6-8 of clubs would be brutal, or a 6-8 with a 7, like he said, 6-7 with the of clubs would be like.
Yeah. There's a
Yeah.
ton of combos on this hand. So there's a ton
Yeah.
of things that we're ahead of right now, but they have a ton of equity. All right. So we call, and we would like to see ace or brick. That's what we're looking for. Aces and brick. And if we can't have aces or brick, at least let it be a club and not a straightening card. Give us the club out. It's not very straightening. It's a little straightening, but not very much. And he bets 15.
Okay, so I would check. So that makes sense because he raised. So check. So
Oh, we
I mean,
check. We're in position. No, we're in position. We didn't check. He just continued.
oh, that's right. He's big blind.
But yeah, he's big.
Okay.
Blind. He just bet.
Okay. On the jack, I'm calling here because 9-10s get there. 9-10 of clubs is still really strong. Jack 8, there's a world where he has Jack 8s.
Yep.
Jack 8 suited. There's 2 combos left.
Yep.
And he could have 6-9 suited the whole time, so I'm just gonna call.
Right. But we are still ahead. But there is also things that he's betting that we're ahead of. That's the thing. It's not, you listed all the things we lose to, which is why you don't want to raise. But then if that was all there was, we would be folding. But there's also 6-7 out there. There's 6-5 out there. There could be 8-6 out there, all of which we're beating. So there are hands, because we no longer we can't be saved by our club.
Yeah.
I mean, unless a club comes and we decide to turn aces into a bluff, and that seems unlikely. Yep. So we call, and we are now hoping for an ace or a brick. And one of the bricks might be a jack.
I'd like to see a jack 5 or ace, because that's gonna cooler the 2 paired, the 7-8s,
Yeah. The 5, I'm a little nervous about the 5 because I'm also putting him on 5-6 here.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
putting 6 and 7-6, so I don't.
Yeah,
love
you're right. There's a lot of 5-6s there.
I like the ace, I like the jack, and I like the deuce. I do not like the 8.
That's a tough card.
That is a tough card.
Yeah, that's a real tough card.
That is a tough card.
He's got a lot of 8 with that check raise.
Yes. Come on, check, baby. Check. Just check. Just
No,
check.
world. This hand wouldn't be in here if it was a check. All right, so
17.
miserable. Oh, what is it?
He only bets
17. Yeah,
bets-
I just call. I mean, that's simple. It's 17. I call. I mean, it's
Exactly.
you don't love it. You don't love it, but you're probably ahead more times than not.
No, you're not ahead more times than not, but you don't have to be more times than not. You have to be ahead 1 out of 5 times.
Yeah,
You don't
I
be
mean,
ahead more times not. If we had
Sizing
more,
wise, it looks to me like a king seven or something, you know, or a, you know,
we hope.
yeah.
We hope.
That is not king 7.
Could it be 7-6 still? Trying to set its price? Could it be
No.
pocket nines? Could it be pocket nines? We haven't even discussed pocket nines.
Could it be pocket 9s?
Yes, could be pocket nines.
I mean, what is he targeting then?
Okay, what is he targeting? He's targeting, please don't bluff all in and make me have to decide with pocket nines.
Yeah, would this qualify as block bet, like the 17
Yes.
sizing?
This is a very much a block bet, very
Yeah,
much.
because it looks like block bet to me.
Yep, and our hand loves to be block bet at, because it
Okay.
beats some of the hands that beat block bet. Doesn't beat all of them.
Okay, now if you think that it's a block bet, I would. On what hand would we put him? Like Jack 10 of clubs?
Pocket nines, Jack 10 of clubs, 7-6 of clubs,
King seven of clubs still out there.
King 7 could be there. They don't always have to have clubs in them to have done the initial
Yeah,
check raise.
kings.
It could have
Yeah,
been,
just a naked king of clubs with a king seven or something. Yeah.
also, but also he can do this with an 8. I mean, I don't want to raise this for value, that's for sure.
Yeah, exactly.
don't wanna-
I'm not raising. I'm just thinking, do we really beat hands or don't? But maybe it's a block bet. You're right. Maybe it is.
I mean, it is a block bet. We just don't know what his block bet range is. It's
Yeah.
size. This is a block bet.
Yeah,
That's
okay.
that's what that bet is called.
So math wise, how often do we need to be right for this to be profitable? Right, we need to be
1 out of 5.
okay. Yeah,
Well-
that's for sure. Then for sure, call. Yeah.
1 out of 5. Yeah. Exactly. 1 out of 5. 1 out of
Oof.
5. It's a full house. 1 out of 5 times, maybe it's not a full house.
Wow.
So that's the thing, right? If yeah, I understand. I mean, I wouldn't fold in game, never. I would never fold. But sometimes I think like, isn't that just somehow a milking bet?
Yeah, it's both,
That-
right? It's like I feel like that's a merge bet where it's like blocking, it's inducing, it's milking, it's like just everything, right?
Yeah, yeah. It's a good size. It kept us from folding an overpair. It might have gotten us to bluff ace king of clubs, thinking we could get it. You know, it does all kinds of things. For one thing, it gets him all those chips, and that's what we end on. Just to make poker feel that way. All right, I will see you guys on Friday.
See you then.
Thanks so much for this. This is great.
Thanks
This is
for the
fantastic.
session.
Come
This
on
is
back.
fantastic. Thank you very much.
Back anytime. We always do it. We do it every week. Mondays, Tuesdays, and Fridays. Same time, same link.
Thank you very much.
See you then. May the poker gods be with thee.
And with you.